Hello, hello, hello. Can y'all hear me? Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Let me see what's going on. Hello, can y'all hear me?
I can hear you, but I don't
There
know if
we
they can.
go. Let's see. Let us see. Okay, great. Y'all can hear me. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Girl Talk. This is the second episode. Thank you, Charlie. This is the second episode of Girl Talk, and I am here with the beautiful, intelligent, intrinsic. Thank you so, so much.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome, welcome. All right, so who do we have in here so far? I know we got Angela, we got Vibrant, we have Charlie, Lady Sparkles on one of her 5 million pages, and everybody else will trickle right on in because I understand there's a lot going on today, but all is well. Intrinsic, how was your day, baby?
Pretty good, relaxing. I can't complain at all. Got some housework done and just basically sitting here chilling. How was your day?
Whew, honey, my day was quite a day. Church.
Oh,
It's Palm Sunday, so everybody was there, and I've been
got
singing since
you.
I got up this morning. So I died. It was
Can you
all
s-
is
can you
well.
sing? Can you sing?
I do a little bit. I do a little something, something. First lady sector. What in the world? I do a little something,
You
something
gotta
on the
sing for
side.
you gotta sing for us. One time for the one time.
I'll think about it.
Okay. I want no pressure, no pressure, no
Are
pressure, no
you
pressure.
good? Love y'all. Okay. Thank you so much, Sparkles. I appreciate that, baby. I really do. I really do. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump right on into what we're going to talk about today. Okay. As you all know, we are here for Girl Talk and just kind of chop it up before Envy play you like a, huh? Okay. Anyway,
Child. Right.
right, like gotta love people, right? Gotta love them. She's a real singer and she's good. Cassie,
Oh,
hush.
so they've heard you sing before. Girl, come on, Buster. Just 10 seconds. Five
I'll think about.
seconds.
I'll think about it.
Okay. No pressure, no pressure.
So I did have some, honey. I've been in the StreamYard playing around, and I didn't know there was a whole note section over here. So I was just jotting down stuff. So
Okay.
we're going to go ahead and get started. We can actually start with one of your topics.
Okay.
All right. So we can go whenever you want to start.
Oh, so we just going with a random topic.
Yep. We just jumping right on
Okay.
in.
Whew, I wish I could see the notes because I don't even remember what I done wrote down now. Let me see if I
Hold on.
can
Let me
go
see.
to the.
You sent me 5 ones: current self doubts, hard truths or life lessons learned.
Okay, let's start with that one, current self-doubts. So we don't
All
have
right.
to, because I'm it's gonna be hard for me to choose. A lot of times as women, no matter how beautiful you are, no matter how much you are successful in life, no matter what, we still doubt ourselves for one reason or another. I know growing up, I tended to compare myself to make sure that in my mind I was making sure I was measuring up and on the right quote unquote track. And there were things about myself that I wished that I could change. As I grew and I
Hmm.
matured, then a lot of those things dissipated, but some still linger. And one of those things that still linger is the question that I think a lot of women face is, am I good enough? A lot of times when starting a new venture or anything like that, that comes up. Am I going to be able to do it? Or starting a new relationship, am I good enough for this particular person? You want to be yourself, because I just can't help but to be myself. But then you wonder, if is the once you get past the honeymoon stage, will the fullness, the full essence of who you are be the good, bad, and indifferent? You know what I mean? If we're going to be real, will it be accepted? And so that's one of the things. Am I good enough? Have you ever had that thought of, am I good enough?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And there's something that when just Kimmy would go live, there is a saying that she used to always say, and every time she said it, it resonates with me, right? And
Hmm.
that's just simply this: comparison is the thief of joy.
Ooh,
Because
and that's good.
that's very good. I love when she says that because it really makes me sit and think. It makes me think about who I'm comparing myself to and
Hmm.
why am I comparing myself to them. And then if you
Right.
really sit down and think about it, you really when you compare yourself to someone, it's almost it's almost like you're asking to put on the jacket of discouragement because
You got to
what they
put one
have
down to lift
exactly.
another up. Yes.
Exactly, because when you start to compare, well, they have this, but I don't have it. Then you start to feel
Hmm.
less than
Hmm.
because you don't have what the next person has. You see what I'm saying? So I
And we
love,
got
love,
to,
love that saying when she says it.
yeah, and we got to understand too that when the Most High made you, he, she, because I don't put a gender on it, broke the mold. You are one of a kind, and you are cheating the world when you are not fully your authentic self. So to compare yourself, you're either putting one down and lifting another up, or vice versa. You're cheating both the person that you're comparing yourself with and yourself, because you are one of a kind. Your fingerprint, one of a kind. Every single strand of your hair, the essence of your being, who you are as an individual, is one of a kind. And we are cheating ourselves when that's what I have to remind myself when it comes to, am I good enough? You be, just be you and do you, and that's going to be good enough, because there's only one you. There's
Okay,
only one you.
so let me ask you this. How do you handle it after you've given yourself that speech? How do you then handle still falling into the trap of comparing yourself to another woman?
Well, just comparing myself in life in general. This is what I mean, when I started my t-shirt business, I compared my business to other businesses, how they're doing. Well, they've been going for 6 months. I've been going for 6 months. What is it? Let me, I'm talking to them because I have a cousin that is in the same business as I am. Well, how is she doing? Am I, to break that, totally break that mold, you stay in your lane and you get more creative. So it's just with anything, you got to bring reality into it as well, because some things you just may not be good enough at, and that's just the truth. It may not be for you to do. So for an example, and I'm gonna bring this up. Me being in the beef sector, it's
Hmm.
just not for me to do. Do you get what I'm saying? It's
Oh
not.
yeah.
It's yeah. It's not something that I can handle with what I have going on in my space. And when I chose to be a CC in the beef sector, something always fell short. Either it was my commentary, either it was my household, either it was my work, either it was the kids forgetting appointments. It was something, because I wasn't fully at peace. Do you get what I'm
Mm.
saying? So bringing reality in the situation and saying, is this for me? Number one, why do I want to do this? Why is this relationship for me? Why is this venture for me? Why am I comparing myself to another female? Why? So getting back to the core, because some of this stuff is just is surface, right? And
Yes.
you said comparison is the thief of joy. So we
Yes.
get into depression, right? And
Hmm.
so, yes, and so we don't want to go there. So what we have to do is really just sit down and decide, is this for me right now at this moment in my life, and is it ever going to be a part for me in my life? And so the answer for me when it came to the beef sector was no. This is not
Okay.
who you are. This is I mean, you get what I'm saying? So some of the things
Hmm.
is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. When people used to say, well, trends is boring, that's probably a good thing for me to be boring in this environment, because that means that this is not you. Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
I do.
everything, yeah, so everything that you engage in may not be for you, and that's not a good thing or bad thing. It's just reality. So I think bringing reality into it, and what I write a lot. So what I would tend to do is open up my journal and just bust down the benefits of me doing something. Why do I want to do this? I want to do it because of this, and this. And now going underneath that, so why do you want that? And why do you want that? And seeing if it really is for you. You get, and that'll stop all that comparing and am I good enough, because you just being you and existing. And once you find something that is for you, then you begin to hone in on it. You strengthen yourself in those areas. You make yourself the best you can possibly be. You do more studying on it. You hone into what it is that you're supposed to be doing and bring in the full essence of who you are, and then there you go. So but yes, it still will creep up on me, but that's something that you should go through yourself with, do some self introspective work and really examine why why do you feel like you want this. Before I went, and stop me if I'm going too far.
No, no, you're
Be
fine.
Okay, before I went to get a BBL, why do I want this BBL? You get what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
for me, my back and my butt were the same. I'm not over exaggerating. I'm really not. I wore for years butt pads just to fill out my pants so it didn't look like I had a saggy diaper in the back. You know what I'm saying? So it
Hmm.
wasn't, oh, let me get there right. Let me see. I wasn't going for a dramatic look. I didn't even want it to look like I had a BBL. I just want something back there to fill out my clothing so I won't have to continue to wear these butt pads. You get what
So
I'm
would you
saying?
say
So,
that's so would you say that kind of played into like a self-esteem issue as well?
oh no, because I
No?
never
Okay.
had, yeah, no, I never had an issue with men or women. Like,
Hmm.
as far as people gravitating towards me, my personality, want to hang out, want to be with me, and that was the thing. For me, it was like, I wish my clothes looked better on me when I put my clothes on. Like
No, I
it,
get
it
it.
was, like this, like everything looked good, but I got this sagginess in the back. Like it looked like I had like diaper booty. Not like the big diaper booty, but when a kid have a pamper and the pants
Yeah.
be like no, 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 no. So for me, that's something that I didn't want. Did it affect my self-esteem? No, it didn't affect my self-esteem per se. But
Okay.
did I like looking at that when I put on my clothes? No. So I invested in me, so, and I don't have a big donkey ghetto booty. I have a regular, it looks normal. You get what I'm saying? It just,
Absolutely.
you can ask Ness. It just looks like a normal butt that most women would have. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
Have I thought about going back and getting a round three? Yes. Will I do it? No. Because it's for the wrong reasons. Because again, I sat down, why do I want it? Because now I'm looking into, ooh, that would curve out my body. Ooh, that would do this and do that. No.
Hmm.
No. So
Okay.
I'm doing it for the wrong reasons. So that would be a no plus. My lady was like, if you do it, I'm gonna be very, very upset. So
Oh.
yeah, because she's like, you got what you originally asked for. Now you trying to. It
Right.
seemed like you addicted. Now you want to go back.
Oh no. Mm-mm.
Yeah. So I think we just need to do self introspective work when we begin to engage in certain things to see why. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Why
Yeah.
are we wanting to do these things, and why are we comparing? Because a lot of times when we get underneath all that, there's deeper issues that need to be
Okay.
worked on. Yeah.
Okay, so what were some hard truths or life lessons that you had to learn?
Whew. Okay, some hard truths. Man, oh man.
Thank you to everybody coming in.
That everybody is not your friend. Like, I was so trusting of everybody, and I would, my rule was I trust you until you give me a reason not to. I really had to learn that people had to earn trust. I got into a lot of shit in my real life and
Hmm.
on here. Um because I was just too trusting. I just didn't think that people could be that way. But that was a really hard truth. Ooh, even reminiscing on it is bringing up stuff for me. Like, it was very hurtful for me. And I always said, I'll never let the sector change me, or I'll never let people stop me from loving. My name has
Child,
always had some version of love in it. Intrinsic
listen.
abundance of love, intrinsic love.
I remember
Like I,
intrinsic love. I remember that one.
yeah, and that's my thing. I think that is the greatest power of everything. Like, I believe love conquers all, and I operated that way. My mom, you think I'm a love bug? My
Hmm.
mom, she is. Y'all will be like, oh my God, is she ever sad?
How cute.
Yeah, and people used to think that she was fake, like, until they got to
Really?
know. Yeah, because she's always uplifting. She's always encouraging. She always has something to say. When she sees, she's gonna grab you, hug you, speak a word over you. She's a life. When I say she brings life into myself and anyone that comes in contact with her. And I think that it used to get on my nerves. So I was like, Mama, people gonna think you weak. But I think, they say the thing that you hate the most, you end up being like.
Absolutely. Hold on. We
And
have another beautiful lady coming to. Whew. Hold
come
on.
on up here.
Hold on.
Hello,
Newbie.
ladies. How y'all
Hey,
doing?
gorgeous.
Hey.
Okay, I've been
Hey.
trying to get up here. I was having some difficulty. I had to come and switch devices so I could get up here, and I know the conversation might have moved on a little bit,
Well,
Hmm.
well,
but I
welcome in.
wanted to
Welcome in.
thank you so much. I really wanted to just let Intrinsic know I resonate so much with what you were saying about just wanting enough. Because let me see if I can turn my camera on. See, my double D's, y'all see them? I've really, for a very long time, thought about getting a breast augmentation, and I love me, I love my body, but
Hmm.
like in the wintertime when I wear heavier clothes, I
Hmm.
wear a padded bra just to give me a little form up top so that I
Mm-hmm.
don't look like a man. You understand
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And for years, I
Mm-hmm.
thought about getting my breasts done, but then my husband felt like he was going to be paying for it. He said, well, if you're going to get it done, you might as well go on and get some knockers. I didn't want knockers. I wanted
Oh,
something else.
Lord Jesus.
You
Just
know,
normal size. Just normal
But
size. It
newbie,
like,
you have a body
right.
that most people wish that. Do you know you are
yeah.
snatched? What?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You have a
Thank you.
body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
I
don't know. My
agree,
age starting to catch
honey.
up with me now, but I'm
No.
still satisfied with whatever it is. This body done
I
did
know
everything
that's
it
Yeah, I
needs
right.
to do.
think I stay on a diet. Like right now, the whole house is on the diet. I know my daughter, she's maintaining right now, but she went
Hmm.
from 189 to 119, and she's 5'2".
Wow.
So yeah, so that was a huge deal for her. My son, he's down 16 pounds, and I'm down 36 pounds. So
Okay.
Congratulations.
we stay on the diet over here because we some thickums over here, So so for her just to have that body like that, yes, yes, ma'am, yes,
And listen,
okay.
I
ladies, I
love
appreciate
it.
that. And I don't mention it a whole lot because people are like, oh, you don't need to lose no weight. People keep telling me y'all look so good with the weight. I'm like 15 pounds bigger than I've ever been. And
What?
I don't really mind the
Girl.
weight. It's just I can't get when I put my favorite suit, y'all. I was getting ready to go
Mhm.
somewhere when I was so confident and pulled the pants of my suit up and they couldn't go past my hips. I had a complete meltdown. I didn't even go to that meeting that day. So it's not so much about what I look like for me. It's I want to
Mhm.
get back in my clothes, and people say buy new clothes, buy them
Get
for
back
me
in your
because
clothes.
Exactly.
yes, I
So let
want
me
to get
ask
back.
you two ladies this, since you all are both like, well, we're all like on this diet journey, healthy lifestyle journey. Do you find yourself measuring your weight loss based off of a scale or based off of how your clothes are fitting?
How my clothes
More
fit for
than
me.
that.
Okay.
More than that. I do the scale. I also do my measurements,
Mm-hmm.
and then I look into my clothes. So I do three different,
Hey, not
so
on
it
my
may be a
watch.
yeah, so it may be a non-scale victory, but I got the inches down. It may not. It may be just a little bit of inches and a nothing on the scale moves. But when I
Mm-hmm.
put on them pants, they fit a little bit better. So I look at this different, or it could be, well, shoot, I walked 4 miles today instead of three. Like different victories that keep me motivated and going, hey, welcome in. I just looked
Hey,
at them. How are
Brooke.
you doing? Welcome to the
Yes,
conversation.
Hey,
welcome,
Brookie.
Hey,
welcome.
pretties.
Thank
That
you
my
for
bookie
Hey.
joining me and
wookie.
my lovely co-host today. And one thing
Hello,
I want us to do,
ladies.
hey, Brooke, beautiful. Another thing that I want us to do before we leave the panel, just say, say something nice to a woman, encourage, because you never know who may need to hear it.
Who
Because
may
a
need it?
simple, right? Because a
Hmm.
simple, hey, beautiful, how you doing, could put a smile on somebody's face after they had a very hard day. You know?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, indeed.
Look at all
Amen.
these
I
beauties
agree.
hitting this
Amen. I
panel.
Right.
agree.
Hold on,
Come
here
on
comes my
up.
other Bookie Bear. Cha-
Right.
Hey, Charlie.
I was trying to
Hey,
let y'all,
Charlie.
trying to get y'all know y'all's first little bit out. I didn't know we could hit right away because if I'd did, I'd have done been up
yeah.
here like I stole something.
Now I just kind of wanted Intrinsic to come up here because I'm really interested in, the things that she's talking about. So Intrinsic sent over a couple of topics. The first one was current self-doubts, hard truths, or life lessons. So now that we heard from my co-host, and I was literally over here jotting down as you were talking, Intrinsic, because I
Okay.
resonated with a lot of things you said. Um, Brooke, do you want to chime in on that? Current self doubts, hard truths, or life lessons learned?
Well, we go do that a lot now.
Mhm.
Can y'all hear me okay? Is my mic
Yes,
good?
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
A lot of oh, sorry if y'all hear me big mouth in the background. A lot of my self-doubt when it came to me came in my earlier years when I was younger.
Mhm,
For those of you who don't know, I did, since we were talking about like self-love and all that, I did get the
mhm.
gastric bypass surgery, but I got it because I wanted to live till I'm 125.
I know that's
Being
right.
like obesity is not, people think, oh, it's okay to be
Hmm.
fat, and it's not. It's not okay
No,
to be fat.
ma'am.
It's not okay to
Right.
be obese. It's not okay. And because people try to normalize it, just because a person is a little bit overweight, I know. I'm going to try to do something about it. So years ago, I got it. I don't regret
Mhm.
getting it. If I had to get it again, I would. And it had nothing to do with nobody else. If anything, my husband didn't want me to get it. He was against it. He was like, "You don't need to get it. Just go to the gym." I did. And I did need to get it. I'm on RY. Say hi. This is a woman's panel, though, but you, yeah, beat it. Yeah, it was a
Hey,
panel.
Hey,
Malik.
Malik.
Crazy show.
Mr. Malik.
Um,
Tell him I said
so
hey.
everybody said hi. He walked on out the store. I'm in the
Specifically
store doing
me.
everything.
Specifically trends.
Just beforehand, I love myself then, but I
Mhm.
love myself even more
Yes.
after the surgery because I had to take more care of myself than beforehand.
Mhm.
Beforehand, it was I didn't have to take vitamins every day, but now I had to take vitamins every day. I have to watch the way that I eat. I have
Yeah.
to do things differently. I
Mm-hmm.
have to move differently. I have to make sure that my vitamin levels are good so that my hair won't fall out and things of that
Mhm.
magnitude. So it just made me take care of myself even more. I think when I went through my 30s was my trying years. Baby, 30, the dirty 30s. The dirty 30s
Child.
taught me a lot. Do you hear me? But
Mhm.
it made it much
Yeah.
easier for me to navigate now that I'm in my 40s. Some things that I used to do, I would probably never do again. Now that I'm in my 40s and move differently and navigate just in life career. I think we all have our seasons. We all have our growing times. We all have things like, damn, why would I do that? I always say, I still say to myself, like, why would I ever come on here and tell these people a little bit of my business? Why did I ever do that? I don't know. But at that time, at that moment,
We
I was
live
in
and
the
we
I don't
learn,
give a
baby.
fuck. Listen, I was in the I don't give a fuck mode. I don't care. Cause ain't no woman gonna tell me that they ain't never been through what I was going through at that time. And I won. And I won, you know. And that's where I was at with it. Now, I don't necessarily regret it. I just wish I would have never did it. It is what it is. It's a lesson learned. But it has made me a better person. Definitely
Okay.
has made me a much better person. Also it made me know what to say, what not to say, things of that magnitude. It just growth in general. I've been through a lot as a person. Some things I haven't been through, and I just say thank God for that. But outside of that, just knowing me, loving my body, loving everything about me, loving even when I was skinny. I was down to 129 pounds. That was my lowest weight at
What?
one point. Yes. My lowest weight at one point was 129. When I say I was skinny and soggy, baby, I was skinny. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. So I was like, I'm gonna gain some of my weight back. And the way how I did it, I wasn't supposed to do it that way, but I did it that way. I started eating what I wanted to eat, stop
Hmm.
exercising, and eat sugar. That's gonna put that weight back on you. But I
Absolutely.
stopped it. I stopped it. I said, okay, this is where I want to be. So I'm comfortable where I'm at. So now I am literally comfortable where I'm at. I may want to go down maybe 20 pounds here and there, but outside of that, I'm comfortable where I'm at. I can fit large clothes. I'm in that category of being in the large. I can go to any store and buy clothes. So I'm okay with that. I don't be out of breath if I have to run down the street. Like I'm good. I'm good where I'm at. I just now need to focus on, making sure that my skincare is good, making sure that I do healthy hair regimens, things of that
Well,
magnitude.
you're
So
doing
I'm more
something
in a
right, girl. You looking good.
thank
Yes.
you. Who said that? Charlie.
Yes.
Thank you,
Uh-huh.
Charlie Boo. Thank you, baby. And listen, I love to look at a good looking woman too. Y'all know how I am. I have always been open about that. I have never shied away from that. If you a woman, you look good, I'm gonna make sure I tell you. You look
Absolutely. I'm the
good
same
I'm a
way. I'm
I'm
the
a
same
straight.
way.
Here's the thing.
I
I'm a
will tell a
straight
woman
woman,
she is
but if you
beautiful in a
pretty,
in
heartbeat.
a minute.
I'm be like, you
Yeah.
beautiful, baby. You beautiful.
Absolutely.
And a heartbeat. But a lot of times people when I first came on here, a lot of people misunderstood me. The people who got me, they got me. The people who got me, they got me. But the people who didn't get me, they just made it seem like I was just the worst person in the world. I was so arrogant. I didn't care about, how people feel. I think I'm all this and I think I'm all that. I'm like, if
Mhm.
y'all get to know me, that ain't me. That's the wrong person. Because if it be me, I
Absolutely.
tell you, I'd have been through some stuff and I can help you get through some stuff if you need to. So, you know,
Okay. Well, Charlie, what are some of your current self doubts, hard truths, or life lessons that you've learned?
I'm gonna tell you the hardest life lesson. I was actually most of mine happened, like Miss Brooks said, when I was younger, and teenager wise, right? And I had to come to the conclusion, being a people pleaser, all these things, trying to fit in and even lying about who you were, trying to pretend to be something you're not. That was when I was a kid, right? And I had to realize some people ain't gonna like you no matter what you do, and it ain't gonna
Right.
matter. That you just got to be you. And what people see as confidence sometimes in some of this, we just don't give two F's. We don't stop giving them because we gave too many, right? We
Yeah.
gave way too many. People tried to, use those F's against us. And it gets to a point where people are like, oh, you confident, you this and no. It's just I stopped caring what society thinks I should look like. I stopped caring what people say about how I talk. You know what I'm saying? When my ADHD acts up, yeah, I get a little ghetto. It is what it is. You know, and I had to get to a point in life where I was like, I'm okay being me. I'm okay
Yes.
with everything that I am. And if somebody else don't like me for me, well, I guess they just ain't for me. I had to.
Exactly.
You have to be okay with people walking out your life because if they for you, they're not gonna walk away. If they ain't for you, let them walk because it ain't gonna do you no good anyway.
I definitely agree with that. And the co-host is currently on a call, so she will be right back.
I'm
So
back. I'm
for
back.
you back, okay. So for me, a current Self doubt, a hard truth, or life lesson learned is, I'll go with, I guess I can kind of take the hard truth and life lesson learned is that people aren't here forever. Even if it's a parent, because as a kid in your mind, you think, oh, my parents will be here forever. I'll always have them until
So
they're
you take
gone.
it for granted. Yeah.
Yes, until they are gone. And that has been one of the hardest life lessons I have had to deal with. Like knowing that my mom is no longer here. You know what I'm saying? And it's just
Yeah.
like, what do I
Yeah.
do
When
now?
my
Like I just feel
dad,
lost.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, no, you good. Go ahead, boo.
Yeah, I feel you on that one because like I was on the treadmill. No, 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 no. I was at work. I was a trainer at the time and I was teaching boot camp and I got the call. And when I mean, you talking about feeling like the world just stopped, and this was
Mhm.
2016, and it's
Wow.
still I could still be driving down the street sometime and think about my dad and just it's fresh like it just happened.
Absolutely.
And you do think that, well, you like logically that everybody is born and then eventually you're going to die, but you take it for granted that they're going to be with you forever. And the fact of the matter is that they're not. And when it
Yeah.
happens, it don't even feel like it's true. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Absolutely.
You're in this like it's almost like time just stopped and froze, and you need it to stop and freeze, but the world just keeps going around you. And it was so hard for me because I had two little people at the time. And so it was hard for me to grieve because I didn't want to grieve in front of them because I didn't want them to be
Hmm.
sad. So that's why I think it would hit me so hard when I'll just be driving down the street by myself and just
Because you're
break
by yourself.
because that's the only time I could just break, you know. The other times I'm like, well, we called him Papa Dre. Papa Dre is in heaven. He's in a better place. He's not in any more pain. Da 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 da. But you almost just want the world to stop, and it doesn't. So you have to keep. The world keeps turning, and you're just stuck in this space, and you still got to go to work. You still got to do
Mm-hmm.
this. You still got to do that.
Life still
And
life.
yeah, so I'm right there with you on that one,
I'm
RNY. Like that is a hard truth. Like
It is.
it, but when it happens, baby, that's a
trans
whole
baby. You don't know
ooh.
how much I just
Tough.
rented, like, what do you call that? Like what you just said hit me. Because being a mama, you know what I'm saying, and having little ones under you. When my son was little, I couldn't grieve, certain things. You got to be the strong one. You can't break down, or especially if you're the only parent they got. You know what I'm saying? You got to
Girl,
be their
come on
strength.
You have
now.
kids?
You know what?
You probably got kids.
I
I
got an
had no
18-year-old
idea.
son. My son's
Excuse
18.
me?
Yes, ma'am. I'm 39 years old. Oh, 38. I'll be 39. Remember,
Wow.
we just found out I'm a month older than you. Um,
Exactly. I did not
yeah,
know you had a
I,
grown.
fa-
Wow.
I found out on my 20th birthday I was pregnant with him. So it was a happy
Oh
birthday
wow.
to me. But you have to be so strong, and it kind of made me. I will say this. So this is something of truth about me. It made me a cold person on a kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to where like people think I should react when I should, but I don't. I react in my own time when I'm alone, when I'm by myself. Like I don't like crying in front of people. I don't like showing emotion in front of people. And it's
Right.
because of having to do that for so long and be that strength. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then before my son, I was doing it for my parents because they lost my brother at a very young age, right?
Oh
Sorry to hear
And
that.
wow.
my sister was acting out. You know what I mean? She was being her 20-year-old, 18, 19-year-old. Well, she was 18 at the time. So she was
Yeah.
out there doing her
Remember
thing, Thistle. You feel me? So I
I
had to be
remember
the
that.
strong one. I had to be the good kid at 13 years old.
All
So
right.
from the time I was 13, it took, it made me, and people assume that I'm cold hearted. So I'm not. I'm actually one of the
Right.
most warm hearted, loving people you ever meet. It's just I don't show emotion like I should because you have to be the strong one. You know what I'm
And
Absolutely.
saying? You
see
can't show
for
weakness.
me, what happened with me is I would give that emotion to other people. When I
Hmm.
seen other people sad, it will make me feel better to go and encourage them
Yeah.
or to
Mhm.
be a rock for them, and
For
not for
them.
that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, not for that situation, because that was just too close. It had to be some, like somebody else going through a tragedy. I would rather go deal with them and their tragedy, and
Than
that would
dealing with
make
your own.
that was healing for me in some respects. I don't it was weird,
Okay.
but yeah, it was very cathartic to assist somebody else with what's going on with them than to deal with my own stuff. But it made, and where Charlie went in, I started looking, it was almost like I was looking for people to assist, you know,
Yeah.
Mm.
because that just kept my mind off of what I was going through,
Going through.
and it helped me. It really did help me get through my days, is to not
Okay.
focus on that. Now, when the kids would come to me and be like asking questions, or asking me about, just talking about it, that would be hard. I would kind of just get quiet and let them you know um tell me what they needed to get off of their chest. But yeah, like you said, that is a hard reality to face when it does happen, because you're not really, and like we expected. My dad was on hospice, but
Mm.
somewhere in my mind, he's gonna be healed. And I knew it, like I knew that he was gonna pass, because I went to visit my father after work, and I hugged him and I looked in his eyes, and I seen the spirit of death around him. And I immediately called my mom. He was like in and out. And I called my mom. I said, Mama, Papa not gonna be here much longer. I said, I seen the spirit of death. And that the next 2 days he was gone.
Wow. Now
He was
you said
gone.
something that was good. You said in your mind, you thought he was going to be healed. The thing about that is this. When we think of healing, we think in the natural, in the now.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
sometimes in order for somebody to be healed, sometimes passing away is
Is the
a form
way.
of healing for them because they don't have to deal
Mhm.
with it no more. They don't have to feel the pain. They don't have to feel none of that. And
Yeah,
that
but
is
when
the
we
part that
going
I'm dealing
through
with
it,
now. But
child,
we
when we
don't want to
going
hear that
through
when
it,
we're going through
we
it.
want our people here, whether they in pain or
Yes.
not. Long as you
Yes.
breathing, I want you here. But
Honey, I can throw
that's
you some
selfish.
Aleve. Take that. Take
Yeah,
some Aleve. It'll kick in about
take
30
this.
minutes.
You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Just hang in there. Stay with it. But
Absolutely.
that's the selfishness on our
Yes.
side, because we don't want them to leave this level of existence.
Absolutely.
But
Now,
yeah.
since we have Brooke here, and Brooke is married, I believe Intrinsic, you were married before as
Yeah.
well. Charlie, were you ever married?
Am
She
now.
still is
Um,
married.
See, I am learning stuff about Charlie this entire time. So this is actually great for the three of you. So as you all know, I put up a poll last week with four different topics, and I said, hey, the topics with the two most votes will win. So of course, one of them were courting versus dating. And I'm so glad I have married women up here. So when we look at courting versus dating, I can admit I was one of the ones that always got it confused, right? I was just like, what is the difference? So I was doing some research on it, right? And
Mhm.
it says, what is courting? Courting is also known as courtship as a formal and intentional process where two people get to know each other with the explicit goal of marriage. So to me, I'm like, isn't that the same thing as dating? So then I
Mm-mm.
went and I looked up dating. It says dating is a more modern and flexible approach to romantic relationships. It can range from casual encounters to serious partnerships, and there is no inherent expectation of marriage. So, Brooke, I want to start with you. If you still here, I think you're on mute, boo. Um, when it came to you and Malik, right? At what point did you go from dating to courting?
Can you hold on? Can you give me 1 second?
Yeah,
Start. I'm gonna start with somebody else and then come back to me, and I got you.
no problem,
Okay.
boo.
Okay,
Charlie.
Charlie.
Okay, so and me, myself, and I, when it comes to that, right?
Mhm.
I've known my partner for 10 years. We've been together for I think it's going to be 6 or 7 years this year. We have to go back and look at the dates. We always lose a track of time. Um, I ain't good with dates now, but I was single for 10 years previous to that. By myself, me, myself, and I. But I will say that you never should stop courting your mate, the person you plan to be with for the rest of your life. And here's the reason why. I'm gonna explain to you.
Okay.
Dating, you're going out and you're doing stuff together, right? Which is fine. It's lovely if you don't plan to be together forever. But if you plan to be together forever, you should court each other forever. I don't celebrate Valentine's Day, and I'll explain to you why. We do that
Okay.
every day. Every day. It's showing
Absolutely.
appreciation for your partner, and courting them is like basically, even though you know each other and you know a lot about each other, you still shouldn't like stop that doing nice things to each other and acting as if, it's the first time or it's the first you're still together, right? 20 years later, you should still be courting, bringing home flowers if he wants to, if he knows you like flowers, or chocolate, or just picking up something nice at the grocery store because you know that's something they enjoy, right? So that's my take on it. But now here's the thing: it depends on when we're talking about what your definition of courting is and what your definition of dating is, right? What you just
Hmm.
said, I don't think I think we always courted, right?
Okay.
And we still do, and we're gonna get married. You know what I'm saying? We skipped the dating scene. We skipped that. We just skipped on right past it. Like, how you doing? Because we show each other appreciation every single day. And in fact, he asked my. You don't hear this a lot, but he asked my father for my hand. You don't hear that
Oh
in today's society.
wow.
Mm-mm,
Absolutely
you
not.
don't. Yeah, you don't.
Absolutely not.
Of course, we
Wow.
talked about it first, right? And he wanted to gauge my reaction as what I would feel if in case he asked that, right? But before he actually asked me, he went to my father and
Wow.
did it the
Oh
old school way.
jeez.
Because
Okay. Okay. Now, did your father like him? Obviously, he did. He gave you his
oh, he
blessing.
ruined it. Let me tell you what he did.
Oh Lord, have
He come
mercy.
He
running in the
spilled the
house.
beans.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Intrinsic. He run in the house so excited,
Mm-mm-mm.
and he was too excited and couldn't keep quiet. And so we just said from that day forward, you know what? I guess we're just together now. We're engaged. We're
Okay.
you know what I'm saying. Like, and then we went to a when I went up to his place in New York, we ended up going to a fancy steak restaurant up there, and had our basically kind of like engagement thing with each other, even though I
Yes.
already had the ring and everything. So we just did ours a little bit different because my dad spilled the beans and was super excited about it.
Oh, that is too cute. That is so cute. Now, what do you
Okay,
do?
so
So,
go ahead. I'm
even though
sorry.
you're, even though
Let me
you're
know when you're
married,
ready for me.
okay, boo. Even though you're married, Charlie, do you and your husband still have like date nights?
Every Saturday is the reason y'all don't see me on Saturdays. Every Saturday is his day. It's mine and his day
Oh,
to watch movies together, spend time together. We might go out to eat. Now, of course, we also do things when I've been sick recently, but most time when I'm free, if y'all don't see me, that's what I'm doing. I'm spending time with my husband. You know what I'm saying? We're watching movies together, watching TV, just spending all the extra time that we have. But Saturdays are specifically set aside for just him. I do not get on the YouTube. Y'all might see me in the morning when I'm drinking my coffee and waking up, but that's
mhm.
it. After that,
Okay.
after I get woke up, it's all us.
I know that's right, honey. Yes, I love it. I love that you keep that. Even though we're married, we're still dating each other. I love when married couples do that. Now, Brooke, what about you, my love?
All right, so I'm gonna make it quick
Hmm.
because it's a long. We have a long history.
Uh-oh.
When we were in the first ages of the first 5 years of our relationship, we did a lot of club hopping. Not club hopping, like club hopping. Stay quiet. I ain't talking about that.
Come
I'm talking
through,
about the reason you
Bricky.
over here. Not necessarily club hopping, but we would do like young stuff, like young people type stuff. It was funny. Hey, this ain't got nothing to do with it. Can you please let me answer these questions? When you was on that panel, I ain't bothering you. Let me
Believe.
enjoy what I'm on. Please. Thank you. Let me talk. I don't govern how you talk. Let me talk how I want to
Woo.
talk. Like I said, in the beginning, it was usually we would have fun. I mean, when I say it was fun, it was young fun. When towards like now we do a lot of dating.
Mhm.
Dating, we always date. Like we like at least maybe during the week, I would say shit during the week because it's like maybe twice a week. We out somewhere dating. We out somewhere on a date. He may wake up and say, "Come on, I'm gonna go out. Come on, I'm gonna take you out." I'm like, "All right, cool, let's go." And it's spontaneous and
Mhm.
it's good, and I can enjoy it. So throughout the ages, like the different stages within the relationship, we have always done things and had fun, and
Okay.
it's always been fun. So like. The good has always outweighed the bad. And I think that's probably what keeps both of us here. But yeah,
Okay.
dating and courting to me, I kind of look at as being kind of the same thing. I think people used to say courting back in the day versus people are saying dating now. Courting is
Mhm.
like something like my parents or something would say. My dad would say that. But dating is more like what people would say now. Like in this day and age, the 20th century, they'll say, I'm gonna go on a date. Because truthfully, a guy take a woman on a date, they're supposed to, have the flowers and be, nice and open up the door, things of that magnitude, even though it's supposed to happen all the time. But you don't necessarily really see that with the younger generation. Where like people that's under 30, you don't really see that with them too much. I guess they and their hot potty change. Their hot tamale stages where they just like forget it. Let's just hook up and do whatever. They not necessarily worried about that. They may worry about it when they get in their 30s or their 40s. But it's very important because it gives alone time and time for y'all to have talks while, with dinners and things of that nature. How was your day? How was your week? How do you feel about this or how do you feel about that? So I think it's very important for married couples to do it, as well as couples that aren't married who
Mm.
are planning on becoming married should date.
Okay. Okay. I like that. What about you, Intrinsic?
I've experienced the difference, and I didn't really know that there was a difference until I was shown a difference.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I believe a date constituted in my realm where a guy was going to take you out and he was going to pay for everything, and then at the end of it he was expecting something, but it was up to me to say, "Now, let's go ahead and go home." When I felt courted, this person did not want anything from me, would not let me touch a door, would not let me pay for anything. Um, Surprises, like with little stuff that I wouldn't even think, like, I like these bag of chips, and they will wait until the end of the night when they know I used to like the snack, and I'd be like, "Oh, I wish I had something," and they'd be like, "I got something for you." Bam. you know, that was something because I'd be like, well, we should have stopped by the store because,
Mhm.
because I have a taste for something. They done already got it. These are courting is more when they are really thinking about you as a person and what you like. Don't have to be a lot, and it's not all monetary. It's just the fact that they're thinking about you. Um, a person who is not after what's in between your legs, but will steady pull on what's in my mind, that wanted to hear my thoughts, wanted to hear how I was doing, how I was feeling, really made love to me without touching me.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? That's how it
Oh
felt.
yes.
It felt like they were making love to me and had not even touched me. So by the time we did get there, it was an explosion. I think
Mm.
too many times with dating, you just hop in the bed and then it ends up being a flop. It may not have been if you actually had feelings for this person before you got there. You know what I'm saying?
Can I
And
give some
so
claps to Intrinsic right now? Yes, baby. Yes.
that's
Absolutely.
that's what I wanted to say on that first show, and I said I'm gonna hold it because this person really made love to my mind. I felt like made love to my soul before they even got the intimacy was there.
Mhm.
When I spoke, they were very engaged, like almost like they were hanging on, like they really cared about
Yes.
what I had to say. um Asked more probing questions, just dug in, you know what I
Got
mean?
to know the
And
real you.
made, yes, and appreciated me for who I am. I've always been an eccentric person, just a different energy, and which I would call weird. I've always been a little weird. And
Okay.
so for a person just a little different than most. So when a person really does get to know me and really is digging into me and like, wow, yeah, I like you because you are different, um, type shit, that will give me every single time, because like I said, I feel like I'm well rounded. I feel like I'm a little ratchet, and then I got a more polished side as well, but it's balanced. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I'm just me. I don't know how else to be. And so when a person gets it, it's everything. And
I
so
agree.
that's how I
I,
drew that line of demarcation. And once I got it,
Mhm.
I never I never wanted to date again. Like if you didn't come once that person set the bar, and
Mhm.
that was my kid's father. Once he set the bar with that, it was like, okay, everybody else, when you come along, it gotta be, it gotta hit. It gotta hit because now I'm gonna miss it.
you got to
You
be on
know,
that level too. Yeah, I know exactly what you.
yeah.
Because
Uh-huh.
like when somebody can literally like they're like your minds connect, your souls connect, and all this other stuff,
Mhm.
and they get those little things like Trends was talking about. Like just because you like this specific kind of chip or this random thing that you've been wanting, and they just it's not the same as somebody who
Right.
is getting to know you on a surface level, right? Or just trying to
Mhm.
get to you because they want something from you. But when somebody really, really like ain't no going back from that when you get that kind of, you know what I'm
They're
saying? That kind
paying
of, mm,
attention to the
mm,
little nuances of who you are. They're not asking you what's your favorite chip. They're paying attention. Well, she always get
Exactly.
these.
Paying
And
attention goes so
mhm.
far with me. Like if I have to sit and tell you, I'm gonna have a problem with that because if I have to tell you 10 times out of 9 you're gonna forget. But if you can figure out what I like without me having to tell you 10
You gonna
times out of
remember it.
9, you're gonna remember. You see what I'm saying? Now,
Mhm.
Angela in this chat, Angela said, "My days of dating, you paying for all this shit, period." But speaking of paying for all this shit, period, when I was researching this courting thing, um, I don't know how I ended up reading about, I don't know if anybody heard of this term called dowries.
Yeah, when you pay a dowry, I say
Yes.
yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. I'm thinking that the dowry is something that the man pays. No, the bride pays the husband or the husband's family a certain amount of money or whatever in order to get married. I said, are y'all stupid?
I haven't heard it that way though. That's new for me.
Let me see.
Hearing that,
Let me
yeah.
see. Dowry. Dowry
And
is not the same as courting. Dowry refers to the wealth or property transferred from the bride's family to the groom's family at the time of marriage. And I'm like, wait a minute. So is that a form of arranged marriage? Because
yeah, that is because what they would do back in the days is they wanted to keep the wealth inside the family. So let's say that you had textiles. Y'all family was real made. Y'all made y'all wealth from making clothes, and y'all had sheep, so y'all had your own cotton and
hmm
da da da. Da. And then these people over here, they had cows,
okay.
and so they was like, okay, well, okay, so they made a lot of money too. They wouldn't let them marry down. You had to marry of equal will, so they would arrange the marriages and put them together so that we can use your textiles and you can use our cows and our
Mm.
money can come together and we can make more money. So it
Oh
was
wow.
more on that end, like all this a rich man marrying a broke woman. back in the day did not happen like that. The poor was with the poor, the mediocre with the mediocre, and the rich was with the rich because it was their way of keeping. They didn't marry for love. They married for financial gain and prosperity, and to keep their lineage going with financial wealth.
Okay. And we have Fem Noir said, my husband is a Middle Eastern. The dowry was for me. Wow. Okay. So it seems like I'm
It
assuming each
depends on the
culture does it
culture.
different. Okay.
Hmm.
Cool. Cool. Now, you mentioned something about drawing a mark of demarcation. That kind of
Hmm.
leads me into the second topic that was highly voted on, which was self care. And the question I wanted to ask you, ladies, was simply this: when it comes to marriage is a business, and the love sustains it.
Child,
I agree with that. I
it
agree
is,
because
to be honest.
when my name has to start going on your stuff and vice versa, it is a business. And guess
Hmm.
what? Only way you getting about it is by death do us part. Okay, because I do not do divorces at all. I don't do that. So
Amen.
back
I'm
to
right with you. Divorce is not is not in my
mm-mm,
and
it's not for
even though
me.
even though it was, if I would have had to have gone through what
Hmm.
I had already put on this app, if I would have if I would have had gone through that, I don't think that I would ever have gotten married again. Like that would have been it,
And that's
if
how
that
I
makes
feel about
sense.
it. I don't think I will ever
Mm,
Yeah.
get married again
Hmm.
legally. I just
wow,
don't. Yeah, I just don't.
interesting. So back to the line of demarcation that leads me to, or that leads me to my next topic that was highly voted on, which was self care. And my question for that was, when it comes to self care, what is the number one thing that you do for self care, right? And I'll start by answering that. When you said line of demarcation, I resonated with that because the number one thing that I do for self care is boundaries. People don't understand that boundaries are a big part of self care because when you are too accessible to people and people
Mm.
become too comfortable, it starts to chip away at you. So my number one thing when it comes to self care is boundaries. I create them, and if you cross them, you out. What about you,
Period.
Charlie?
Self care. I'm
Hmm.
gonna say this. I don't do nails because I'm not a girly girl until I work outside too much. I break them things off. Um, and so for me, it's like taking a bubble bath and putting some some music on or something, or even just sitting here and putting on some music and singing to myself, or because music to me is life. I don't know about everybody else, but I love music, and it's just taking that time out every day, right, to do something nice for yourself. Whether it be, hey, you're at the store, you see, this one candy that you absolutely adore, and you don't eat it often, but it's something nice for yourself. Buy something like that. Do something. Some people like doing facial cleansing. Some people like doing, and also you can do things for yourself mentally, like taking a break from the internet. You can do stuff like putting your feet up, or some people need to do more foot care. But
No, I agree with that. I agree because another thing that I take pride in when it comes to me doing self care, people say I'm weird, but isolation is another form of self care for me.
That's mine. I was about to tell
me
you
too.
that's mine
That's my
because
thing.
I have high anxiety. Like my anxiety is bad and I have generalized anxiety. So that
Hmm.
means nothing could be happening. Nothing could be going on and I could just go into a panic attack.
Yeah.
And that's when
Exactly.
and so with that being said, like once a day for like an hour, I turn off the TV, I silence my phone and I just sit here. I just sit here with nothing on, and whatever thoughts come up, I don't try to swipe, put them down. I write them down, and because I tell you that's how I purge myself. Because a lot
Journaling.
of times it's a lot of stuff going on. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, there's a lot of stuff that's going on inside of you that you don't think is bothering you, but it is. And I find that when I sit with myself by myself, that stuff will come up and I'll just write it down and begin to just, and I just make a tree. Well, why am I feeling this? And then I put another thought. Well, why are you feeling that? And I put another thought. And I keep putting it till I feel that release. So I'm just like fast writing, like it just because I'm having anxiety.
Mhm.
So I have to do that in order to be a better me. Because if I don't, I find myself drinking a lot.
Oh
Y'all know I
wow.
used to be on here drunk all the time. I find myself drinking a lot, or I find myself smoking a gang of weed. And
That's
not
self
only,
medicating, and journaling
yes,
is good for you, girl. Journaling is so good.
oh, child, I, that's my saving grace. Like, all I need is my tablet and a pen, and
Mhm.
I just free I just go and I just let it all out that way. And it's a lot of things that can be cathartic, but that's a big one for me, is just being able to purge and
Yes.
and let it out. I just have to get it out some kind of way, and that's how I get it out. And if
Okay.
anybody find my journal,
Child.
oh
Listen.
child.
Listen. Ooh. Listen. My journal is something serious. Okay. I be serious. My siblings will be pissed at me because I be in it just writing about them. Oh, they would be mad with me, and I wouldn't care. Wouldn't care at
So
all.
But
that's
that's
Hey,
what
Callie.
that's a must for me. Like,
Yes.
I have to do that. If I don't, I find myself just trying to reach for something to do it right away. Let me go get a drink, because my
Okay.
nerves, I call it, my nerves are bad. Let me go
Oh
get a
Lord.
drink. You know what I'm saying? My
we're gonna
nerves are
have to
bad.
get
Let me
you.
go get a drink. You
We
know?
gotta
Okay.
we gotta get you a cup and put on there. My nerves are bad.
Listen, my nerves are bad. Okay. My nerves is bad. What about you, beautiful Brooke? Must be dealing with Malik.
Yeah, she's. I think she's on her way. She's riding.
Oh,
But
okay.
like
They
when
Understood.
it
probably about to go to the gun range, child. That's where
No,
they
no
stay
one
at that
them.
gun
Okay.
range.
that's good cathartic. That's cathartic too
That's
for some
that's
folks.
self-care too,
She
baby.
says she
It
needs
is.
1 minute,
It
just one
is.
minute.
Okay, no
Okay.
problem. That hey, everybody's self-care, what they do to kind of recenter themselves is different. For Brooke and Malik, it's the range. Me, it's putting my phone on do not disturb, just isolating myself from
Mhm.
everybody. From everybody. And
Mhm.
I had some friends, I did that the other day. And I had some friends, apparently they was trying to reach me, but my phone was on do not disturb. And one thing I cannot stand is somebody that just pops up at my house. I have a problem with that. A
Oh
big problem.
yeah.
I
The
can't
door
stand
won't
that
get
neither.
answered. Yeah, the
So
You
door
when
better
they
won't get
be
came
telling
answered.
me.
right, so when they came and rang my doorbell, you know what I did? I turned my TV up. I cut on every light in my house. I want you to know I'm home. I'm just not opening up this door for you. Don't just pop
You
up.
should have called
Like,
beforehand.
like that's how serious I take my isolation and my boundaries. Do not do that. Absolutely not.
How
I could
rude
do a
is
whole
that
live
though?
reading excerpt from my journal and have have
That's like
y'all.
rude though to show up somebody's house like
I
and
think
not
so.
tell them. Cause like here's the thing, I like to. I don't know about y'all. I'm a little OCD, right? So I
Hmm.
like to straighten up. Even though my house clean, you got to do those little straighten ups. May have a cup in the sink and it needs to be rinsed out, or you think something needs to be wiped out. It ain't even dirty, but in your brain,
It's just out of habit.
yeah. And so you want to take that minute, or you get yourself together before they come up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just rude to me. Just pull up somebody's house. Like, don't even give me
And
no
if you
warning.
are, yeah, and if
Exactly.
you are calling and I'm not answering, that means I'm
I
not
don't want no
available.
company. I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
want
not
no.
available right now.
Exactly.
Hit me back up when
I
I'm
don't play them
available.
games. I don't play them. Or I
Well,
answer the phone, be like, "Oh, I'm asleep. I call you back,"
well,
and I'm
like
wide awake.
y'all both bond over the journaling, right? And I was talking about
Yes.
music. For me, it's that.
Hmm.
At in the chat, what are some of y'all's like things that y'all like to do for self care? You know what I mean? Do y'all like to go get pampered? Do you like to isolate? I like to self isolate, so I agree with y'all on that. Um, but what's some of y'all's things?
And while they're putting that in the chat, another thing that I do for self care, and once again, don't judge me. I love going to the grocery store
Oh, I
for
can't stand going
nothing
to the
in
grocery store.
particular. Nothing. And I have so there. I don't know. Maybe I'm new to this place called Wegmans.
Mhm.
Listen,
Mhm.
listen to me. I have a thing for colors, right? And as soon as I walk in Wegmans, the produce department, every color you could think of, and I could just be in there all day. I'm not going in there for nothing. I just want to be in there. Just roam around. Like I for me that's another type of self-care type of thing. Just getting out. And I love going to farmers markets. Just going. So, and self-care, a lot of people think self-care is solely about pampering. For some it is, but for others it could be just doing something outside of the norm.
I
Something
like
to
going
kind of reach into
outside
themselves.
sometimes and just sitting in
Oh,
nature.
yes.
Oh yeah, on a
Yes.
pretty day. Oh, I love recentering myself outdoors, looking at the birds, the trees, just
Absolutely.
looking all the glory around you. Like it's right there. All that beauty is right outside your door.
Absolutely. Now, Brown Beauty, let me tell you, Wegmans, what I did not know was that Wegmans had a whole food court on the inside of the grocery store. I said, hold on, wait a minute.
Okay,
What?
I am back. I'm
You
so
They
back,
sorry,
boo?
extra.
y'all.
No, you
Wigsman's
fine.
is
Yes,
extra. Then they
I
extra.
Wegmans is
apologize, ladies.
expensive for no reason, and they are
Uh,
extra for no reason.
yes, so y'all were talking about a few things
Okay.
outside of like I heard the self care and I heard the boundaries and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So believe it or not, even when you're in a relationship, you need to put boundaries up. I place
Hmm.
boundaries, even and yes, yes. Don't get me wrong, because he is my husband.
Right.
I allow for him to make sure that he's in that role. But depending on what it is, I still have to put boundaries up because guess what? If I'm not sane, can't nobody else function. He's the head, but I'm the brains, if that makes sense. He is the head
Right.
of the house, but I'm the brains, I'm the heart. And
Hmm.
if something happens to me, then this whole entire house is going to fall down. That's how I look at it.
I can agree
And
with that.
so when it comes down to certain things, um, just I mean, any small little things, I'm a very. Some people think I'm not submissive, but I am. Um, I may I because of how strong I am. People feel like I'm not. I'm I'm very aggressive and I'm not submissive, but I am to a certain extent.
Hmm.
If I feel like it's going to jeopardize my household, or if I'm looking at it and I can see something and look into the future, then
Hmm.
again, I'm gonna say no, no, no. We
Okay.
need to look at this again. But
Okay.
um, if if it is something that I know I need to let him handle it, I'm gonna let him handle it. My daddy, may God rest his soul, was a man who raised his daughter to be able to live on her own and not need a man for anything. So it was very hard for me to get to where I'm at. Do I have work still to do? Yes. I
Right.
still sometimes be looking like, let me shut up. Hold on one second.
Uh-huh. No, no, you fine. You are
So
fine.
so when it comes down to certain things, I pray about it and I ask God. I have came a long way. Do you hear me? I have came a long way with everything in my life, from my relationship with my husband to my relationship with my family members. Because if I feel overwhelmed, I will go somewhere and disappear. I won't
Oh,
talk to
wow.
nobody. And I couldn't do that with him because he'd come and find me. So that I think that's and that's another reason probably why he's my husband. Because when I tried to do that with him, he wasn't having that. He was
Mm.
not having that. He was not having that. And where you at? I don't care for hell what's going on. You want to talk to me? We're gonna figure it out. And once he did that, I kind of figured like, okay, somebody really do love me. But I know my parents and that, love me, whatever, and my
Right.
family love me. It's just that was just my way of dealing with all the crap that had been going on in the world. Good, good, small, and different. I just disappear. I don't talk to nobody. Like I'll get like that now. And usually, if I get like that, that's the first thing he'll be like, "What's going on? What's wrong?" If I
Mm-hmm.
don't talk, what's wrong? What's going on? Something ain't right, because that's not. And it's crazy because we know each other, but boundaries are needed. They're not that they are harsh, but they
Mm-hmm.
are needed. And they are needed in every point in life. They're needed in the workplace. They are needed in personal life. They're needed with family members. They are needed. So when it comes to y'all boundaries, and this is ladies, I'm talking to us ladies. When it comes to
Mhm.
us and us having boundaries, we must have them because they will protect your peace. Okay? It will
Absolutely.
protect your peace having boundaries. And that's just that. I tend not to worry about what people say. I don't care what other people say, especially if you're not contributing to my household, you're not contributing to my financial situation that's going on, you ain't contributing to nothing that I got going on. You can kiss my, or I don't care what you got to say, how you look at things. If you ain't helping with what I got going on, I don't give a hell about none of that. None of it. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah, that's how I look at things. And self love is definitely the best love. When it comes down to me,
Listen.
I'm gonna take care of me first before I take care of anybody,
Absolutely.
including the kids. I gotta take care of me because if I ain't right, then how in the hell can the kids be right? The kids ain't gonna get right
It's
if I ain't right.
it's like that
That's
old
true.
adage: you can't put everybody else's oxygen mask on. You got to put yours on first, then help everybody else.
That is
That's what they
correct, and
tell
that's
you
what
on
I
them
do.
planes, honey.
And
And
that's
well,
what I
that
do.
a
Yep, put
therapist
your
will
mask on
actually
first. Yep.
a
All right,
therapist
sorry
will
about that,
actually
y'all.
Oh,
tell
you
you
good?
that if you don't take care of yourself first, how can you take care of others properly? Because you
Correct.
got to make sure
Exactly.
you're okay.
That is correct. And that's why when some people say, "Oh, I gotta make sure this person is straight," you gotta make sure you straight first, because you're gonna better make sure nobody's straight if you ain't straight. So that's how I've
Absolutely.
been looking at things. And since I've been looking at things that way, I have been doing wonderful. My kids don't want for nothing. My husband don't want for nothing. He gets on my nerves, but he don't want for nothing either. He doesn't want
Okay.
for a damn thing. None of us we want for anything. I'm able to do what it is that I'm supposed to do as a mother, as a wife. I'm able to do my job and come
Yes.
through if I take care of myself. I've noticed that. So since I've
See?
noticed that I'm able to come through for me first, I'm able to come through for everybody else. I feel like I'm superwoman.
And I'm so glad you said that because as women, sometimes we forget that we have to show up for us first before we show up for anybody else.
Hmm.
Because if we don't
Yes,
show up for
ma'am.
us, then who's going to do our job? You see what I'm saying? Whether it's husband, children, work, whatever, friendships, whatever the case may be, we as women have to remember to show up for ourselves first. And guess what? Sometimes you don't show up for yourself in the timely fashion that someone may think that you need to, but that doesn't matter as long as you show up
Hmm.
for you. Okay? Because I have been, listen, I have been on this earth for what, 38 years now, trying to please everybody, being where everybody want me to be when they want me to be.
Ooh, child.
I'm at the
People
age now
pleasing
where
is one
I
of the
get there when
things.
I get there. I get to it when I get to it. If you don't like it, find
But
someone
you
else
know
to do
what?
it.
People pleasing is something that I still deal with. Like,
Yes, me too.
that is something that I still deal with. And when I was
Well, I
younger,
need
it
you to
was
hang around me
because
more often, trans, then, because I don't give a fuck about what a bitch say. You hear me? I don't give a
it
hell.
ain't about what they say. It's about making them happy.
That's
Yeah,
You
what I'm
you get what I'm
saying.
saying?
You can't
It's
please
like
everybody, girl.
But do you
people
understand
it's
that
like
pleasing.
sometimes? But do you understand that sometimes when you're trying to make other people happy at the same time, you're not happy?
Right. And I ain't gonna be unhappy for nobody. I'm
I'm gonna
sorry.
tell you a
Nobody.
secret,
But
trans.
see, me, I felt good about it. I was like, and then when I sing, you know what's kind of breaking me out of that is when I sing that people really don't give a flat fuck that you sacrificed yourself in order to
Yep.
make them happy.
Yep.
That's what
You
I
Uh,
was
better
fixing
know
to
it.
try to
That,
tell you.
Yep. They
yeah,
don't care.
th-
And then they look at you like, well, ain't nobody tell you to do all of that.
then nobody
And
asked you
you
to
be
do
like,
that, and I'm like, well, damn, you not grateful, like.
nope.
I'm
No,
gonna
So,
tell
but
you
ma'am.
that's
what broke
something
me.
that's one of the patterns that I still
You still
fall
Yeah,
struggle with.
into,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
especially with my mates. It's like
Mm-hmm.
the person that I'm with now, not so much because I find that they are so busy trying to accommodate me.
Yes.
And so I try to watch out for them because it's like, okay, well what do you want? Because she is so like, well, I think this, and sometimes I'll use this is what broke me out of that too.
Mhm.
because she would lean towards me for stuff and then I'd be wrong and she's like, "Well, I was trying to tell you A, B, C, and D." And I'm kind of controlling like that, but now I've learned to just sit back and
Yes.
let her run it. Now she'll let me run it until she has an opinion. But then I would just wipe her opinion down because shit, I know. And then it'd be wrong. And then I'd be like, I have to say it, but dang, we should have did it your way. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? If we would have did it
Absolutely.
your way, da 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 da. So I'm trying to, at my big old age, still in the relationship department, I don't have to worry about that, but I do it with my children. I
Mhm.
find myself having more conversations with them than just saying no. Me,
Absolutely.
I'll say no, but this is why. And this is why. And if you can give me a better understanding of another way we can do it, I don't mind listening. I
Mhm.
try to go around it, but in my mind, in my heart of hearts, I know it's because I don't want them to be pissed off. Even though I
Mhm.
know that they gonna do what I tell them to do, it's just that I want you to be happy. Like
Right.
I want you to be happy. So I still fall into that,
Now, I
to
feel
be
you. And
quite
Callie
honest
Sty
with
made a
y'all.
very good point. And cut off what don't fit. My peace is expensive. Listen, your peace is priceless.
Mm.
Your peace is priceless. And there is a saying that I always say because I don't like people to waste my time. And here's why: time is the most expensive currency that you can spend, and you'll never get it back.
Yep, and you
Never.
don't get enough of it.
Mm.
You never get enough time. That's the one
Never.
thing in this world that we all need to be precious and be mindful of is our
Yes.
time, our energy. Think about all the years you've wasted or wasted on someone, even if it's a friend or something like that that you could have been putting to another relationship or another friendship to build,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't get that back. You can't. It just is what it is. Now, I'm not saying don't go out there and try to make friends, but realize that some people are there only for a season. Some people are
Right.
going to be there for a lifetime, and
Hmm.
some are just a passing phrase.
Absolutely. And then with that too, I feel like sometimes as women, because we can be so nurturing and loving and oh, we are the mother, we are the children, that for the sake of others, we see the red flags. All right, I know I need to get away from you, but I know if I step away, what could happen to you? So
Child.
how do y'all deal with that aspect of it?
I
I've,
don't. I let
you
God
know
deal
what?
with it.
I don't talk
I
to
let
a lot
God
of
deal with
people
it.
You
anymore.
say you let who
Let
deal
me
with
tell
it?
Yeah, I don't talk.
I let God deal with it. If you
Okay.
if I let go and I let God deal with it. My father always said, even with relationships, my father always said, if a man wants to be with you, he's going to come back to you. So if
Oh,
y'all break
absolutely.
up and you want to feel like, oh, I don't know what I did, even if you did something wrong, even if you are the person wrong in the entire thing, if you right your wrongs, meaning if you realize you did something wrong, you apologize and you let go, and the person still wants that space, let them have that space, because guess what's gonna happen? If that man wants you, baby, he gonna come back for you.
You
If he don't
know,
want
Absolutely.
you, he ain't gonna come back for you. Let him go. It's something
to
that's
add to
better.
that, I agree, Miss Brooke. When me and my partner first got together, we tried dating before we actually, got together. And at the time, he was dealing with a situation. He had just went through a divorce, right? So he needed time to process that. He needed time to think about that, to feel that, to go through that. I said, you know what? Right now, it's not the time for us to be dating. I'd rather have your friendship than lose you, right? As a friend, because we were friends first before anything. And if it's meant to be, it'll be, and we'll come back together, right?
Hmm.
Ended up separated for it was a year or 2 years. Guess what? When we came back together, it was even stronger, even better. Sometimes you have to let things go and see where it's going to land, right? And if they really love you and are truly interested and really care about you, no matter what, they're gonna come right back. Like Miss Brooks said, it's like it's like you threw the boomerang out, baby, and it just comes right back to
It's
you.
come right on back to you. Absolutely. Did you want to weigh in on that trends before we go to the next one?
I was gonna say real quick
Uh huh.
before
Go
Trent
ahead,
say
boo.
something, call me weird or not. It's like I'm kind of intuitive. I think that I am a spiritualist, and I knew that I was going to be with Malik when I first met him. The day that I met him, I knew it. Like it was like a spark. and it the spark said, "This is gonna be your husband. Y'all gonna go through times and tribulations, but this gonna be your husband." Watch and see. Trust me, I tested it. I
Okay.
tested everything, but I knew he was gonna be my husband. How I knew, I don't know how I knew. I just knew it.
And how
So
long
you
have y'all
know,
been married?
April the 25th would be 13 years
Wow.
together, married, 17 total together. We're 17. We
Wow.
was together 4 years before we got married. So 17 total, 13 married.
Jeez, that's amazing. You don't hear about that too often in 2026, okay? Now you hear
Yeah.
about just hookup partners and
That's
and
my
all these
man. That's my
apps
man,
and all this
girl. That's
other
my
stuff.
man.
Honey, and
That's
I
my
know Malik
man.
love you, child. Trust me, we all know Malik love him some Brooke.
And I love me some Malik. Don't play. I'll play about my husband. I cap a hoe in the heartbeat. Please,
She said, I stay
That's
ready,
why,
so
and
I
that's
gotta
why
get
I just
ready.
saying it. I'm gonna throw
Okay.
this in there. Then I'm gonna go on mute. I don't be. That's why people be like, "Yeah, Rick want to be arguing and fussing over other people." I'm like, listen, these. I don't care if people talk to other people. I don't care if these people
Mhm.
from the internet talk to other people from the internet. Let a bitch call my husband phone or play with my husband like that. Then that's when y'all gonna see
Mhm.
the crazy. Then that's what y'all gonna say.
Oh
Brooke
Lord,
is
we don't want to see
crazy.
that. We
Yeah,
don't want to
Brooke
see
that's
that.
done
what.
lost it,
We
child.
Exactly.
already see how
Y'all.
crazy Malik is. We good. Okay. We are good. Now,
Y'all
let
crazy.
me
Go
ask
on
y'all
mute. I'm
this.
sorry.
Friendship dynamics. What does that look like for y'all as women? Do you find that it's hard to be friends with other women?
I think, in my personal opinion, it
Mm-mm.
depends on the other woman, right?
Okay.
So if the, let's say it's somebody like you, RY, where you can sit down and have a conversation, you're easy to come to, right?
Hmm.
Then I know that we could work out any situation. But let's
Absolutely.
say you got one of them ones that like to smile in your face and stab you in the back. That's a little bit of a different situation. Now, do I like to hang out with the dudes more because they're just so chill and don't want drama? Yeah, sometimes. But then I also find enjoyment in ladies who are on their stuff, who are grown women. You know what I'm saying? Not the ones that act like little girls. You don't know which ones I'm talking about with that, but the ones who are on their grown woman stuff. Like if we have a disagreement, I could come to you and I know I could say, hey, I didn't quite agree with this, or let's say this is going on. And if we decide to walk away as friends, we decide to walk away. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But it
Hmm.
depends on every situation. To me, it's a dependable.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't like the mean girls.
Well, believe it or not, I don't have any female friends that I have been close to in years. I don't. I'm a loner. I'm an introvert. I say to myself,
Okay.
my husband is my best friend. Believe it or not. So it was hard for me when we did go through what we go through because that was the person who was my best friend. My cousins and my sister. My sister. She's like my best friend. But like far as in people who aren't blood related,
Hmm.
it's been a very long time since like I can't even I'm trying to think. Like it's been a long time. Like I haven't gone out with any girls. Like, oh, let me go out with my homegirls. I have friends that I've had friends since I was in elementary school. When I see them, of course, we link up like, hey, hey. But for the most part, it's been so long since the last time that I have been out, even been out with a female friend on that level. Damn,
Hmm.
damn. Mm, I'm gonna go back on mute because that's interesting. Mm.
Very
And that's what I
interested.
was gonna say is that I stay to myself. It's me and my kids, my mom, my granny, and my girl. That's it. Because I feel like the
Showed up as
smaller
me.
that I keep my circle, the better life has been for me. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, so I don't do friends. It's just I did that when I was younger. I don't I just choose not to.
Hmm. Okay. Now, for me, when it comes to friends, especially female friends, by now everybody should know I am a church baby and I love reading the Bible. And there's a scripture that I have been toying with for a minute, and it says something along the lines of, in order in order to have friends, you first must be friendly, or something along those lines.
Mhm.
There
Show yourself as a friend
you
in
go.
order
That
to.
thank you.
Mhm.
I, Sometimes I don't want to be friendly. I don't. I don't want to be friendly,
Hmm.
but outside of what I do for my regular 9 to 5, my second career choice that I operate in full time forces me forces me to be in everybody's face, and I'm just like, oh, I have to be nice to you because we're doing background vocals together, we're doing studio sessions together, so I have to be
Hmm.
friendly. But I don't always want to be a friendly person. Some days I just want to walk into a studio session, just cuss everybody out and say, God bless you, I'm going home. But I can't. So that to
Right.
me, sometimes, as chipper and as friendly as I may appear to be, sometimes I have a really hard time of trying to open myself up to make a friend, so to speak. Um,
Hmm.
because I'm sure I'm not the only one. I have been burnt by friends, especially
Hmm.
female friends in the past. And I just choose not to deal with it. So for those that, aren't as friendly on the panel and even in the chat, how do you all go about having like a girls' night or just a friends' night if you're a loner? Do you go out with your kids? Do you go with your what do you do?
I go with my girl.
Okay.
Well, I go by
And a lot of
myself or my
times
sister.
I'm a homebody.
Yeah.
Like I'm a Cancer and I love being home. Like I don't like necessarily to go out. I'm really a boring person. Like my life I like it calm and boring. Like I like it like that. I don't have to go out. Even when I go with my girl, you know where we're going? We go to the spa. We get facials, we get massages, and we get pedicures.
Hmm.
Um, I I ain't gotta talk to you. We do
Thank
a
you,
couples
Angie.
massage. I ain't gotta
Hmm.
talk to you. We getting facial done, so we don't need to talk. You know what I'm saying? I have built my life around about 4 or 5 people, well, yeah, about 4 or 5 people, and I'm good
Hmm.
with that. Like I don't crave going out. I don't want to do none of that. I don't want to do none of that.
I feel
Mm-mm.
you. And I used to like really go out, but I'm gonna be honest in this moment. I am borderline terrified to go hang out places. I used to love going to
Why?
concerts and
Terrified.
everything. Yes, terrified because people just don't know how to act in public.
Well, that's true.
They don't know how to act in public. And what really sealed
That's
the deal
true.
for me was right before I moved to Virginia. This isn't what sealed the deal, but this is kind of what put me like, I don't know. Right before I moved to Virginia, I'm originally born and raised in Dallas, Texas. And right before we were moving,
Really?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
214-972-469. Come through. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay. I'm the 817. I know you know what the
Oh, I
817 is,
surely
but
do.
okay.
I surely do.
Okay.
So right before we were moving here, I was terrified because that's when the DC sniper stuff was happening. And
Mhm.
all I kept hearing was Virginia, not knowing that that was Northern Virginia. But I'm just like, well, hell, Virginia is Virginia. It's going to happen to us here. So I was just like, okay. So my aunt was just like, no, you're not going that far up. Okay, cool. And then I started to see the whole movie theater situation. And then recently it was what really terrified me was in Chicago, or maybe like the suburban of Chicago. I want to say it was 4th of July weekend or Labor Day weekend, one of those holidays. It was a parade going on. And
Mhm.
this crazy white boy decided to dress up like a girl and open fire. That
It
right there,
always the crazy white people. I'm just saying. And see, the white person said that, so can't
Charlie,
nobody say nothing.
Charlie, I wasn't expecting that from you. Hold on. I wasn't expecting. Woo, Charlie, that was just not the wind out of me. I was not expecting you to say that. And so when that whole thing happened, they went into like his background. He was crazy. He was crazy. And then you had Luigi
Mhm.
Mangione going to New York City, unaliving the CEO of United Health. It's just like people are just crazy. And
Crazy.
then New
Yeah.
Year's of this year, down there in New Orleans, somebody drove a truck through a crowd. Like it's crazy. So in today's society, with all that's happening, how do y'all handle going out and still enjoying life?
So for me, I keep
I
it small. I'm really
Mhm.
cautious. I'm really, I wouldn't say claustrophobic, but it's this thing like I've never been to a concert. And if I get around like a large sum of people, like if it's like an
Mhm.
area where it's like so many, it's too many people, I will start to have a panic attack. I'll get real like
Mhm.
jittery. I'll start crying. So I
Mm.
don't, yeah, it's bad. I don't be around like large crowds with hundreds of people. If it start getting too packed, I'm ready to go. I'm up out of there. And that it hasn't always been like that though. That more so started over like the last 10 years or so. Like after I had my last baby, after I had Carter. That's when a lot of that started. Like
Carter
different
not
things
grown by
going on.
now.
I wish she was grown, okay? I wish he was grown and had a job too. Okay. I wish, but he ain't. But yeah, yeah, so like a lot of that just came on and it's crazy because I almost had
Mhm.
one um at the buffet and I'm like, oh
Oh
my God,
wow.
I can't do this because it was a lot of people. It was at the church and I was like, I was sitting at the table, I was crying. I was like, I had to breathe. I had like, whew, calm
Oh
down, breathe.
wow.
I don't know, it just came
hmm
on and it's like it
that's
come on. Yeah, I can't
anxiety.
do it. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it. A whole
Yeah.
bunch of people, I can't do it. Mm-mm,
I must say this. Me myself, I've never
can't do it.
really. I went to one bar in my entire life to do a karaoke night, and I
Mhm.
didn't. It was okay because it was a small place, and wasn't but maybe
Yeah.
20 people there or so. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But if it had been a larger, crowd, I don't know if I'd enjoyed it. I'm not a bar person. I don't go do like stuff like that. Most I've done with friends is if we're going to go hang out, I'm going to go get something to eat with you. I
Right.
went to Pride not long ago, hung out with some friends. You know what I'm
You went
saying?
where?
I went to Pride down here. We had Pride and went to the
Oh
drag
yeah.
show. It
Uh-huh.
was a
Mhm.
fun time, boy. It was fun. I'm
Oh,
talking
I
about when I
love fried
ooh,
season. Love
oh,
it.
I loved it. We had some, and even our protesters down here, they were giving out free water to people, and just
Oh wow.
it was not like in other places where it's like you could possibly get hit with something or something like that. No, like I
Mhm.
went to scope it out, like even before I take my son somewhere, and he's a grown man, he's 18,
Mhm.
right? I don't consider him grown; he's still my baby. Um, I'm gonna scope it out before I ever let him go anywhere, right? And so I was scoping it out in case he wanted to go, which whatnot. And if I scope out restaurants before I take them there. I want to see how the crowd is. I want to see how they're how the
Right.
service is, if the food's good. Because if it's crap, I'm not taking my son to have a bad experience. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We've had like
Right.
I always scope everything up because I'm still that's my protective side as a mama. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I always have that. I don't think that'll ever go away. How grown he thinks he is, he's still going. Just like my mama say, I may be 38 years old myself, but my mama will always tell you that I'm still her baby. And just like I'm gonna say this,
Exactly.
Miss Newbie, touching on something you said earlier, it really touched me when y'all were talking about y'all's mom and daddy. I still have
Mhm.
mine, so I try to take every day that I can with them and not take it for granted.
Absolutely. Trust
Yes,
me,
ma'am.
because once time is up, it's just like, ugh. Now
And
you
it's
have
so
to
abrupt.
really, yes, so abrupt. And I ain't gonna lie, when it happened to me, I was looking at my mom. I said, "Girl, who the hell told you to do that?"
You talking about
I
best
I didn't
friends?
sign this permission slip for you to do this to me.
My
Like
mama
what?
and my daddy are my best friends. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
In this world, that's I didn't have good grandparents growing up, right? I didn't have extended family like that growing up.
Mhm.
They were there, but they wasn't. If you feel me. Now I had a great aunt who was awesome and amazing, but and I had adopted family. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I didn't have that grandma that bakes your cookies. I ain't had that shit. I had a grandma that was in the bar. You know what I mean?
Listen.
Like, so all I had growing up was them two. And when I fell on hard times and when my ex left me with a child by myself, they was there for me. So now that I'm older and I got my
Mhm.
shit together, I'm making sure they straight. I'm making sure they taken care of. And they live with
Mhm.
me. And I'm gonna make sure I have every moment I can have. And every time my mama want to cook and go, yes, ma'am, please make me some of your homemade food so I can enjoy it. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Now, Charlie, I agree with you on that with the whole grandmama thing because I didn't have the traditional grandmother either. The one that baked cookies and pies and no, no, no. My grandmother was the type. I couldn't even call my grandma, and I couldn't say hello. She'd be like, don't do that. I know hell is low. Like what? She was like
Oh.
I would go to her house, and she said, before you walk through my living room, let me anoint your head. What? Are you okay? So yeah, I didn't have the traditional,
Yeah.
grandmother. She
Now,
was
I had an
she was
adopted
borderline Jesus reincarnated.
I'm gonna tell you what my adopted grandma did when we talk about church growing up, RNY.
Hmm.
Baby, I know my Bible like the back of my hand. And it wasn't because I got in
Okay.
trouble all the time. This lady knew it front to back. And I'm gonna tell you something, if you got in trouble at her house, not only did you possibly get to switch it, she had a switch that could switch all of us at the same time. I don't know where she got that thing, but she'd have us lined up, child.
Uh-uh.
You'd line up from the front to the end. There'd be like 5, 6, 7 kids. She had a lot of grandkids. She had a lot of kids herself. She was my adopted grandma, my dad's best
Uh-huh.
friend. But I'm gonna tell you something. This woman, if you got in trouble, she'd find a Bible verse that related to whatever you did, and you had to do
My
like lines, and you had
oh
to,
my God, my
yes,
grandmother did the same thing.
baby, I know my Bible. I'm telling you that.
Listen, I'll never forget my grandmother called herself. She was gonna give me a whooping one day because she said, why you doing all this crying? You just want to cry. You and your sisters, all y'all do is cry. Find the Bible verse. So I said, all right, I got something for you. I said, I got two words, Jesus wept. And I just sat there and wrote it over and over again.
Ooh,
She got me.
that's
She got
surprised.
pissed. She
That's
said, I know you could
crazy.
have found one better. I said, I could have, but I didn't want to. Okay. Now,
You a
Angela said,
smart
I
kid.
am, listen, I get it from my mama. Angela said, I'm weird. It's hard for me to open up. When I was younger, I was bullied so horribly. When I see good people, my guard comes down. Listen, okay. I think at some point in life, a lot of people was bullied in some form or fashion. Bullying,
Mhm.
what may look like bullying to me may not be what Charlie views as bullying or Intrinsic or Brooke or anybody else. But at some point, everybody has been bullied. Do I think
No,
that's right? No.
no,
But I think the bigger testament of it is how do you deal with people and how you handle them afterwards.
it taught you something. I'm gonna say
It
this: it
did.
makes you stronger. It makes you a lot stronger. Because bullying almost made me take my life. That's what people don't.
Wow.
Oh,
Um,
wow. That's
yes.
deep.
Let me
Wow.
let
Wow,
me
wow,
explain
wow.
something to you. At
Hmm.
the time, my brother had just passed. I moved to a new school system,
I'm
right?
sorry to hear that.
And so at the time, my mom and daddy are grieving. My sister's off doing drugs, God knows what, right? So I'm over here dealing with everything by myself, and I can't bring it to them what's going on because they already going through a lot, right? The
Right.
reason they started bullying me was because I wouldn't be mean to someone else because that person was, I guess you would say, like the most hated or something because they didn't wear the right clothes. And in this school system, you had to have name brand clothes. You had to have this, that, and the next thing, where they would
Hmm.
pick at you. And the one person
Yeah.
was so nice when I first met them, right? And I didn't understand why people were being so mean to this person. Just I couldn't do it, right? And I was like, I don't understand, you know. And it was crazy at that time, and they basically shunned me the entire school, like because I
Mm.
wouldn't be
Wow.
mean to this person because they wanted me to, like when I first went out there at break, they wanted me, like I went to talk to this person because I saw him sitting alone, and I'm the type of person, if I see somebody sitting alone, I'm gonna go talk to him because I don't want him to be alone. And I
Right.
didn't, and because I did that nice gesture, they literally was like showing me too. And so I was like, okay, whatever, I don't
Hmm.
care. But I didn't realize how much it weighs on your mental. And I was standing in that mirror.
Absolutely. Hold on right quick, Charlie. Hold on right quick.
Oh, we got a new person.
Under new management.
How you know it was me?
Hey,
Cause girl, I see you down here. Hey,
How
hun,
you know it was me?
welcome.
Hey, how you
Welcome.
doing?
I'm doing
RNY?
well. I'm
hey,
doing
under new
well.
management.
Thank you
Um,
for joining.
Golly.
hey, beautiful. No, I'm gonna say this, little mama. But I got where you're at because after that year and me almost taking my life and then deciding I wasn't gonna let anybody win anymore. I was never gonna
Hmm.
let them win that fight because I was giving them what they wanted. If you ultimately think about it.
Mhm.
Right. So
Hmm.
after that year, I refused. Ended up moving school systems again, got to a better school, and I refuse to ever let myself feel that way again or be that way or humble
Right.
down to people and let them do that to me. And from that day forward, I also refused to watch anybody else get bullied. And I ended up becoming an anti-bully and almost fought a 300-pound girl over a 95-pound girl. But that's a whole nother story. Um, I became that person that went out there and saw that person that just came in that was afraid to go talk to people, that was sitting by themselves, and pulled them into my friend group. Said, "Hey, come over here with us. Come with us. You know what I'm saying? Come sit with us. What's your name? Where you come from? Just bringing them
Uh-huh.
in." And a friend of mine actually wrote me a note and said, if it hadn't been for me, she wouldn't be here today. And I'm gonna tell you,
Aw.
when you get those kind of
Mm.
notes, that changes your
It makes it worth it. Yeah.
Can I
every bit of it.
ask? Can
Now,
I?
little Mama Obama, I cannot believe this. She
Can
said,
I
I
ask a
used to bully
question?
the bullies. I have always gravitated to and felt like I needed to protect the kids that were bullied. Little Mama Obama, I can't see you bullying anybody with that soft, sweet voice of yours.
I'm gonna tell you what. I bet you her little self,
Hey,
when they
Trans.
tried it, I bet she'd punch them up in the eye. I
Hey,
bet that little
boo.
bitty self go
Okay.
off.
Can I
What's
ask a
up, under
question?
new management? Yes, my love.
God, y'all really talking. Good God Almighty. Jesus,
Well,
then let
that's
me
what the
get
show
in.
is for, to
Then,
talk.
then let me get in just for a minute. I want to ask that young lady that had that question, said she was bullied, but the first thing she said, I think she said, "I'm weird."
Oh, Angela, right here.
Yeah, where is she? Yeah, I want to ask you, what makes you feel like you're weird?
Mm.
Where did that come from?
Now, that's a good question, under new management.
Come on up, Miss
That is
Angela
a
White.
I'm gonna
very
tell
good
you something
question.
for
Well,
me.
thank you, ma'am. Y'all
We're
You're
run y'all
welcome.
mouth non-stop. That's why y'all missed it.
we're all a little weird in one way or another, or view ourselves as different, right? But that's
Yeah.
what makes us
I know I
beautiful.
view myself as weird.
Hey,
I
you know
am
what we
Yeah,
should
proud to
and
do?
I
say
don't
I am
mind being
weird.
weird.
Let's start a
Proud.
club, y'all. Weird is awesome. That's what's gonna
The
be our new
the
club.
weird coalition, okay?
Hell yeah, we're gonna be the
The
weird
weird
coalition.
not the coalition,
The
child.
Hey,
coalition.
you know what? Can, can I tell y'all a story about
Yes,
weird?
ma'am.
I was in on the other side of town,
Okay.
and I was supporting this person in their room and whatnot. Did I
Hmm.
like her? Yeah. She's gay and whatnot, right? All right.
Okay.
One day
Hey, the hood table.
she needed some. Hey, hood table. One day she needed some help.
Hmm.
I really didn't want to do it, but I did.
Okay.
But only got like 40% back of what I put out. Cool, no problem. God got me. And um, all of a sudden, she started stabbing me in my back, talking bad about me and everything else.
Hmm.
And then start calling me weird. I'm like,
Uh-oh.
where the hell did that come from? Right? And telling her subscribers I'm weird, I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, oh wow, okay, we really got a nut here. No problem. But I told her, if you're gonna call me weird, I'm a good weird. I'm a good weird, ain't I? You know? She wouldn't answer that. But it's all good. Mental
Yeah,
illness is a B, I tell you.
it
But a
is.
lot of people, but you know what? RNY, a lot of people,
Yes.
just because you're on the internet, they think they can do and say anything to you. They come at you one way very
Hmm.
nicely. You know what I mean? Very supportive of you. Da, 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 da. But once, because I heard about this person, I'm not the only person that she's done this to. Once somebody helps her out, she'll stab them in the back. It's crazy, right? I wish I would have known that before, but hey, I like helping people. I really do. And that's not going to make me stop. You
And
know what
Good.
I'm saying?
don't change that about yourself, no matter
Right.
what. That's
No.
that's the
That-
good part that you took from that is that you
You know
didn't
why?
change yourself.
You know why I can't stop? One day I was at the pharmacy and the lady beside me being waited on, older lady,
Hey,
and
Resto.
she was digging all in her wallet, whatever. I said, you know what? I got you. So she was like, no, I got money. I said, no, I got you. The spirit hit me. Go over there and pay that lady's bill. I didn't even know
Mm.
what it was. So I was like, no, I got you. So I paid it. So I said, have a nice day. So anyway, I go back over on my side being waited on, and the lady just standing behind me. And she's standing behind me crying. I
Mm.
said, you okay? She said, no one in my whole entire life has ever helped me. I said, well, guess what? That's over with now. You don't
Wow.
have to cry. That's over with.
That's
Yeah.
so beautiful to hear.
Yeah, ain't that a beautiful? That's what I love. You know what I'm
That
saying?
that's beautiful.
Yeah. I,
Well,
I
I'm just glad you were in the right place at the right time to help her because that small
exactly.
act of kindness could have been the very thing that kind of
Yeah,
kept her
I don't.
going.
I didn't care if that lady had money or not. That
Right.
wasn't my point. When the spirit hit me,
You got to
oh,
move.
I moved and I did it.
Mhm.
With
I
that
don't care
story,
what,
I
huh?
was I was in Walmart one day, and there was this young lady, and you could just see it in her face, like she had tears running down her eyes, and she was on the phone. I just felt it in my heart that she needed a hug. I don't know why, but I said I asked her before I did it. Obviously, I'm not gonna just go up hug somebody without asking. You know what I'm saying? I said
Yeah,
I said, baby, is it okay if I hug you? I said I just feel it in my heart, and my spirit told me, you know what I'm saying, to hug you.
yeah,
And when I
yeah,
hugged her, she just broke down. When I say
Oh
she broke down,
wow.
I found out that she lost her husband that day and she was trying to figure out how to tell her kids. She had her
yeah.
kids in
See,
there and she was letting them get a toy. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? And she was trying to figure out how to tell me he passed away in an accident. It was an ATV accident. And she didn't know how to tell him. And sometimes, like doing something like that, Miss Under New Management, right? Just doing something like that, you don't
did
know
you
that.
just call me Miss Under New Management?
I say Mrs. and this is lady. I say
Just call
Mrs.
me
Ma'am.
Under New Management. What's
Okay.
wrong, Charlie?
Well,
Stop tripping.
well,
Don't
I
be
do that
bullying
to
Charlie. You is a
everybody.
woman. You a woman, so cut it out. Underneath man. Don't come in here
Ah!
bullying nobody.
All right,
I'm up
Brookie,
here bullying
Brookie,
somebody.
Brookie, Brookie. Leave me alone, Brookie, Brookie.
Underneath man, let me tell you what underneath management used to do. She used to cook my panel and cut her camera on and be cruising around wherever she be at. I don't
Oh,
Oh,
know.
I
look, but she
remember those
show her
days.
spots.
Oh,
I'm
I
going back
remember
to
those
that.
days.
I'm
She
going
be
back to that.
cruising.
I'm gonna open up my room when the time come and turn my camera on, have some good conversation.
And just be cruising.
I
Oh
Under
yeah,
new
love it.
oh
management,
yeah,
love
oh
that.
yeah, that's right, Brooke.
I
We've
love
always
it.
had great conversations
I
under
forgot
new
about that.
management.
So let me ask you women this, right? Intrinsic sent over another one that says, discuss how life differs from your expectations. Now, this I'm excited to hear about. Let's
Wow,
start with Brooke.
that's a deep question.
Yes.
Okay, you said, does life differ from my expectations?
How does life differ from your expectations?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, in the beginning of my life, I used to put time frames on things. Like I would say, in 5 years, I want to do this. In 10 years, I wanted to have this done, or XYZ. Now I just go with the damn flow. I don't have any expectations on my life. I just pick out something small that I want to fix, and then I fix it. For instance,
Hmm.
my credit. I said, okay, right now I'm going to take these next 6 months, the year, I'm going to focus on my credit, get it together because I was irresponsible. Let me go ahead and do that. And that's what I focused on for that time frame. Once I got
Hmm.
comfortable to a point where I felt like it was at a stable pace, all right, now I'm going to focus on exercising regularly and try to make that a regimen because now I have an alert set up. Like if something was to come through my credit that I'm expecting, I can go and look at it, boom, 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 get it out the way, like make it a part of my daily routine. I don't have any expectations anymore when it comes down to anything in this life because it can change in a flash of a dime. Do you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
So I
Once
don't, I
you
don't
get,
have
Listen.
an expectation at
once
all.
you,
I just go
yeah.
with the flow of things and how things are going. I do try to plan certain things that need to be planned, but if it doesn't need to be planned, like if I can just do it as I go, then I do it as I go.
Okay. I can rock with that. Now, Intrinsic, as the co-host, I really would love for you to weigh in on that one because I kind of want to know, like, what made you want to discuss that particular thing.
Because I deal a lot with mental health,
Hmm.
and even that's what made me want to study it. And I do have a master's degree in clinical psychology. Um, that's that was my major thing. Is
Okay.
as a child, I thought my life would be a certain way. And then becoming an adult, I didn't know that I was going to have to contend with the things that I have contended with. As far as mental health
Mhm.
goes,
Okay.
one of the things being my daughter having autism and always striving to get her where she needed to be, and I didn't. It's like I expected, if I were going to be able to have kids, I was going to raise my kids like this, and I was going to do this different than my parents, and I was going to do this and do that. And then the life threw you a curveball. And it's like,
Mhm.
okay, now what are you going to do with this? Because she is high functioning. So how are you going to get her to the level that she's supposed to be at? And it has been a journey with my daughter with mental health as well, in and out of facilities and trying to get her mental health together. But
Mhm.
today, well, she'll be 19 in June. She'll
Oh
be starting on
wow.
her second year of college. She's driving her own vehicle. We homeschooled her. She aced the entrance exam to college. And
Nice.
so, yes, so I can pat myself on the back because I homeschooled her and I got her prepared for college. And I had to do, everything to get her there. And it's just a proud moment to see your child striving, and she wants to be a pediatric nurse. So
Nice.
she's doing really, really, really well. And this is a child that did not talk until she was 4
Wow.
and
Okay.
still was not speaking clear, but just started talking at 4.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
So when
That's,
I tell you it has been a journey with my
Okay,
child
Brooke.
and with myself, keeping
Mhm.
myself in order, and it was like a blessing for me to have gone through, um, to go to school for clinical psychology because I knew how to,
Yeah.
one of my internships I did testing. So I tested other kids and
Okay.
so it's like I had a inside track, and I knew the latest things that could be, done to help her. So I knew, and I was on it with every little thing. I was on it. I was on it.
Mhm.
I was on it. Not only that, she did competition dance since when did she start competition? Like 8.
Mhm.
And she did solos. She got picked for solos. So when I tell you I put every ounce of me into that child, financially, spiritually, like everything, I poured my soul into that child and still had to have some left to pour into my son.
Mm.
So that's how life differed from my expectations. Life would throw you
Yeah.
some curveballs, is what you do with it.
No,
What
absolutely.
you do with it.
sure,
Absolutely.
So yeah.
sure
And
do.
for me, life differs from my expectations because, you sit and you watch TV and you see the house with the white picket fence, the spouse, the dog, the kids, the this and the that. You go to college, you graduate college, you have that. Life don't always work out that way. And so one thing I'm realizing about life is life will teach you how to pivot. Okay? Life will
Mm-hmm.
teach you how to pivot. Because if you don't, you're gonna get ran the hell over.
Yep.
And then you're gonna look up 10 years down the line, you just like, I'm still here. Like I'm in this same
Yeah.
space. All right,
Yeah.
intrinsic's back.
Can I say
Okay.
something
Yeah, my
real quick?
sound got knocked out.
No, you're fine,
Can I
baby.
Probably when Brooke,
can I say something
yeah,
real
probably
quick?
when Brooke dropped.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, Miss, I only asked about that because I had positive words for you, Miss Angela White. I
What's happening? Hold on.
no, she's cussing me out in the chat and stuff. I don't know her. I'm a positive person. I like uplifting people,
Hmm.
but I was just going to say, don't think of yourself as weird. You're better than weird. You are who you are.
Well,
But Do you want to continue to cuss me out? Go ahead.
The
For
way
what?
that
I
I would
don't know.
positively spin that is that weird is not a
Huh?
bad thing. When people try to say you're weird or you're different or all these bad,
But
things that
nobody
they
likes
see.
to hear that though, Charlie. No, nobody likes to hear that, and that's all I had to say to her. I
Mhm.
wanted to uplift her, about that word. You know, you're better than weird. You're not weird. You know, don't go by the names people were calling you or kids was calling you, whatever. You know, you're not that person anymore. You're a grown woman. You know, and you survived. So if you want to continue to cuss me out, go ahead. But God is good. That's all I know.
Honey, he's better than good. He is gooder than good. Okay,
He is good. He
Amen.
is great all the time.
all
Um,
the time. So,
um,
Charlie,
Amen.
for you, how does life differ from your expectations?
when I was younger, wanted to go into the military or go into the FBI. I had a
Mhm.
wreck when I was a school bus accident. I've said this before when I was 15
Hey,
years old.
Ken.
And so I had to learn, and this is a life lesson that was taught to me from these
What's up,
things,
brother Ken? Go
that
ahead.
you have to
Uh,
accept the things that you cannot change, right? You know,
Mhm.
the old adage, how does it go? Does anybody remember that one? Um, it's,
Lord, what is it? Lord, help me to accept the things that I cannot change, or something like that.
and the serenity
And that's
to,
the Serenity Prayer, or something.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, y'all
mm,
know the one I'm talking about.
Uh
And
huh.
and so because of the physical element that it gave me, right? It gave me a back condition and neck condition. I can't physically pass a physical to go do those things. I would
Mhm.
not be accepted in the military. So all the goals I had set for myself, all the things that I had wanted to do were ripped out from under me, not by my own choice, right? And so was it very sad? Was it depressing? Did it make me for a long time have issues with that? Yes. But then what I learned from all that, right, is that my normal is different than RMY's normal, right? And I
Right.
had to be okay with my new normal and realize my limitations and be okay with it. And like
Yes.
with trans, like I'm pretty sure because I have a special needs child, right? I have a child. My son has mild cerebral palsy. It affects him physically.
Wow.
He's had to have surgeries. He had his first surgery when he was 3 months on his eyes. He had his because he was a micro preemie, so he had to have eye surgery when he was 3 months old. He only weighed four
Mm.
pounds and 11 ounces. Then he had his
Oh,
second
mm,
surgery when he was 10, and he had to learn to rewalk again. Right. So going through all that, and a lot of us special needs parents who are out there, we know what it's like, right? We don't want to see our
mhm.
child go through things, but they do, and we have to
Right.
realize that our normal is not the same as someone else's, and be okay with that. So
Absolutely.
that's one of the biggest things that life has taught me is that to roll with the punches and go with it, right?
Yes.
Roll with the flow, that things is not always going to be the way you want it to be, but accept your normal as your perfection, right? My
What's
son
the
is
old saying?
18.
I be forgetting you have a. I still can't wrap my mind around the fact that you have a grown kid.
I'm gonna say this. I am so super proud of him. He's so smart. He's gonna
As
be
you should be.
getting his because he's homeschooled because of his cerebral palsy, and he would have to miss so much, being in so much therapy and different things.
Shout out to
And
you, Charlie. Shout out to
he
Yes,
you because
because
that
it's
is a
not easy
job.
homeschooling.
It's not
he
easy at all.
he
So
wants to
shout
go
out to
into
you, love.
robotics, Miss Intrinsic. Oh God, he surpassed me 5 years ago. I'm just telling you. He
Oh
started reading on
wow.
like he started reading like let's say H.P. Lovecraft. He's got the entire works of H.P. Lovecraft.
Mhm.
He started reading at a collegiate level when he was like middle school, and I'm super proud of the young man that he's become. He's super respectful. And not all of it comes down to my parenting, right? Some of it
Right.
comes down to his choices because parents can try to do the best they can do it. Sometimes, child, you got that hard headed one, but I got lucky.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's very, very true because
That's true.
I'm not a parent, but my sisters, their moms, and my mom, and the only thing that a parent can do is teach their child. Because once again, going back to the Bible, there's a scripture that says, when I was a child, I spoke as a child, I thought like a child, but when I became an adult, I put away childish things. You see what
Oh
I'm
yes,
saying?
we got somebody in the back, and also Miss Brooks
We
said she would
do.
come back. Yeah, Miss Brooks said she would
Xmas
be back when her
baby.
phone charged a little
Yes, I
bit.
saw that 25%, and I do
Mhm.
see newbie backstage. I'm gonna go ahead and bring her on up. And I want to put and before newbie starts, I want to put a pin in it right quick. Intrinsic and Charlie, remember Wednesday we were talking about prebiotics and probiotics and stuff like that?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes.
I last night something popped up on my timeline on YouTube and I saw this and I thought about y'all. So I'm about to hopefully this plays. Let me see.
Save your pineapple skins and make this gut loving probiotic rich fermented drink. It's called tapachi. This recipe is native to Mexico and Central America. Tapachi is like a big hug to your gut. All you need for this recipe are pineapple skins and some warming anti inflammatory spices like clove, cinnamon, and ginger. You're going to add some water and you need the sugar to feed onto the yeast. And as a byproduct, you have these beautiful microorganisms there to support your immune system, fight off pathogens, improve digestion, reduce stress and anxiety, and overall make you feel good.
So when
Oh,
Wow.
I'm
I
gonna have to
Oh
saw
try that.
that,
wow.
I bet a
yes.
little bit of turmeric would help too, because it looked.
Uh-huh. So when I saw that, I said, "Oh, we were just talking about this." So I just kind of wanted to throw that in
So
there
wait a
for y'all.
minute. They
Yes,
said pineapple skins,
pineapple
Cinnamon,
skins.
cloves.
Hold on, I
clove.
can play it again. Hold on. Here we go.
Save your pineapple skins and make this gut loving probiotic rich fermented drink. It's called tapachi. This recipe is native to Mexico and Central America. Tapachi is like a big hug to your gut. All you need for this recipe are pineapple skins and some warming anti inflammatory spices like clove, cinnamon, and ginger. You're going to add some water and you need the sugar to feed onto the yeast. And as a byproduct, you have these beautiful microorganisms there to support your immune system, fight off pathogens, improve digestion, reduce stress and anxiety, and overall make you feel good.
So it looks like you just take like a shot a day.
Uh-huh. That's what it looks like. That's why I said I'm gonna run to the store and get me a
Yeah.
little pineapple to try to make
I would
that.
add.
And
It's got
yeah, and it's
ginger.
all natural.
I would
Right,
add a
and
little
instead of the
turmeric.
sugar, right, I would add the turmeric and then replace the sugar with like agave or something like that. So
But the
yeah,
sugar, but shouldn't it be enough sugar in the pineapple, or you just need a little bit more?
Well, the reason they're using the sugar,
pineapple skin. So you're
it's
not really eating the
eating
pineapple.
the sugar is
Oh, well,
eating the
that's true.
yeast, and so it's
Hmm.
creating the probiotic area because the yeast and the sugar. So my question was, did they? I didn't see them put yeast in, but they. I don't know. Maybe it's the yeast from the pineapple,
From the
if that makes
pineapple,
sense.
from what I've researched, yes, the yeast from the pineapple. So I just thought about you two ladies when I saw that. I said, "Oh, I think they'll like to
Well,
see
thank
that."
you. Yeah,
You're
I'm gonna have to make
welcome.
me
Thank you.
some because
I'm
I
You're
gonna
love the pineapple. We can
save
eat the
that right now.
pineapple.
Absolutely. Because I'm in this phase now where I kind of do like this zero waste. So I'm a watermelon lover. And so instead of throwing up the watermelon rinds, I actually take the watermelon rinds and make watermelon rind relish.
Oh, I'm gonna
Amazing.
need that recipe. I'm gonna need
I
that
got you, boo.
recipe.
And what do you use the relish for? What do you use the relish for?
Anything, hot dogs, sausages, whatever I want.
Oh, so just like regular
Just like
relish.
regular relish, but it's just made out of watermelon rind.
Which
All right, and
makes
why I
sense.
thank you for having
Oh,
me up, but I gotta drop down. You
No
ladies
problem,
take
Please.
Auntie Do
care.
Management.
You
Thank
all
you
are
for coming.
beautiful inside and out. And
Thank
Miss
you
well,
Angela
thank
White,
you.
just remember God is good.
all
Keep
the
your
time.
head up. Stay away
All
from
the time,
negative
God is
words.
good.
God got you, baby.
Thank you so much for coming.
Peace.
So you make it just like other relish, but you just use watermelon rinds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Because
I'm gonna
that
post
would
the
make
recipe.
sense. It's kind
I'm
of
gonna
like a
post the recipe on
cucumber.
my community wall.
Thank you. Thank you for
You're
posting the
welcome.
recipes.
You're welcome. What's up, newbie?
My newbie, I love
Listen,
newbie.
this is my kind of carrying on. I'm over here wifing, Gigi, and mothering and some other stuff. I've been down in this bed like, yes, damn it. I'm you popping on the handstand. Yes, this is my kind of carrying on. But when I jumped up here, when I tried to get up here,
Lord,
y'all were
now I
talking
can't hear
about
Newbie. Let me drop
normal.
and come back.
What you
Okay.
say?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, the word normal. That's when y'all. I said and I can't stay long. If y'all can hear my background right now, I got all kind of stuff going on in Newbieville.
You're
But I
fine.
had to come up here and say this ROI and Charlie because y'all were talking about the word normal. And ironically, my daughter just yesterday asked me, "Mom, what is normal?" Let me tell you, newbies' version of normal.
Mm-hmm.
Normal is whatever works for you and doesn't
Right.
hurt anybody else.
Mm.
That's normal
Okay.
because A, B, C, and D might not work for you. I don't
True.
know why. D, C, and F might not work for you, Charlie. But if it
That's
worked for
true.
you and it don't hurt nobody else, that's what normal is. That's what normal is. And
I
that's
like
all I
that.
have been. I have been. Ooh, Aaron, why I gotta set
Yeah.
notifications for the next time you do this because
Oh,
I want to
thank
be able to be
you.
here the whole time. But yeah, yes, our the world's expectations. Because baby, listen. I'm the senior statesman of this whole situation. I think I'm older than all of y'all. And let me tell you something. I don't want y'all to have to get to 50 and 60 before you figure out that whether you're doing good or doing bad, the people that are for you are going to honor your good. The people that are
Yeah.
against you are
But
if they can't
newbie,
find bad, they're going to make it up. Do you
but
be
newbie,
happy for
I
you?
am a I'm just a late bloomer when it comes to a lot of stuff. Cause I'm about to be 48, and it's some stuff that I'm still working through, like
We never stop
with
learning.
people
Right.
pleasing. Yeah, with like people pleasing, and just finding different strategies and coping mechanism, like you said, that's right for me,
Mm-hmm.
and not and like Arn Wise said, boundaries.
Uh-huh.
I've had to create boundaries for my peace, because I'm telling you, it ain't nothing like your peace, baby.
Nothing.
Yes.
It ain't nothing like your peace. And I've learned to protect it. And
Mm-hmm.
everybody say, I gotta protect my peace. Baby, I will shut this app down. I go on Netflix. I will get my journal out. It's a 50, 11 other things that I could be doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Than to let anyone or anything,
Mm-hmm. And that
disrupt
even
my peace.
applies to the people
And
that
but
are
that
close
is
to you.
something that I'm coming
Mhm.
into. Yeah, that's something that I am coming into in my later 40s.
Yeah.
Like in my later 40s, I'm because I refuse to go into 50 with the same type of thought processes,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
toxic idiosyncrasies that I
Oh,
may
Mm-hmm.
yes.
have.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, any of that stuff. So it's like let me do some self introspective work just to bring about a sense of wholeness and peace to myself.
Right.
Mm.
Intrinsic,
Because
let me tell you something, baby girl. And I don't mean to cut you off. I hope I'm not cutting you off, but let me tell you
you're
something that I
not,
have
go
to
ahead.
understand. Because I wanted people comfortable and I wanted people to be happy around me. And I looked around one day and I realized I've been fluffing pillows and propping people up on my pillows my whole life. And those
Woo! Wait a
same
minute
Now,
now.
people,
wait a minute, newbie. Hold on.
Now
baby,
you talking about me, honey. Come on now, keep
Listen.
preaching. Now you
those
preaching.
Woo.
same people that I'm fluffing up and making comfortable were content to watch me go lay my head on a brick of concrete. That's not a friend,
Yep,
honey.
didn't
Newbie,
care
don't you
nothing
make me
about you.
cry, okay? Don't make me cry on this line.
Now you preaching now,
'Cause
baby.
that is so good.
So
Because
And
believe it or
people
not,
because
that
they
even
function.
though
have
people treat me, even though people would treat me horribly, I would still show grace. I would still show love. I would still, and people be like, even our little back chat, they'd be like, Trends, why? You gotta stop that shit. Trends,
mm-mm,
why? And I'd be like, because I refuse to let them break the love that I have in my heart. Like, this is just me. This is my journey. And boundaries. It
Yes.
and
was
are you a
very,
believer?
Boundary.
Are you a Bible believer in Trinity? Because I give you a scripture to sum it up real quick. Cast not your pearls
Before
upon
swine.
must
swine.
wine.
It's okay.
Listen.
All that love you got is meant for somebody. You just got to laser
Hmm.
focus it on the right people. We were talking, y'all were talking earlier about
And
friends.
I
I'm
was trying to
800
love
years
people
old.
until they're, Yeah, I was trying to love people into their destiny, and I wanted
Mm-mm.
it more for
You
them than they wanted
no,
it for themselves. Is what I
they
had to
you
But you know what,
you
realize.
Intrinsic?
Like,
cannot
Sometimes,
want it for them, y'all. If y'all don't hear nothing
listen,
else I say, you can't want it more than they do.
you can't. And sometimes I hear you say you know you wanted to love people into their destiny. Sometimes separating yourself from that same person is also pushing them into their destiny.
Mm. Come on,
I had to learn it. I
come
had to
on.
learn it.
Listen, because
Y'all want a
they
quick
get so
little story time
comfortable.
right quick? Because I'm
Yes,
telling you,
ma'am.
I have lived. I had a cousin.
Mhm.
This cousin was married. Her and her husband had two of the highest paying jobs, blue collar wise, in Mississippi, right?
Mhm.
But cousin was always coming to me with the 11 kids, talking about how she just ain't got enough to make ends meet. They call me baby Walmart. She would come to my house and just shop out of my pantry and out of my
Mhm.
freezers. And if she didn't do that, I'm giving her money every month so her kids could eat. Everybody told me, stop it. She should be able to figure it out. Her and her husband should be able to. And I'm like, but the babies, it ain't about
Ooh,
me.
no, but she got a husband. Go on though.
You
It's
see what I'm
about the
Doggone.
saying?
babies. I just can't imagine them babies not eating. It took my pastor, bless his heart. He said, now, newbie, if your cupboards were empty and you didn't have a dollar coming, what would you do? I said, I would
Mhm.
pray. I just got on my sofa. I would pray because I got faith and God gonna fix it and God gonna handle it and God. He said, well, get out the way and let God do that for your cousin. I said, come on.
Absolutely.
Well,
And you
yeah,
know
that's a
what?
word.
When I stopped, I ain't trying to be funny, but every nigga in that house weigh 300 pounds. They ain't miss no meal.
Hmm. Yep. And it I've it's just for me, I'm just now coming into this. And it's hard. It breaks your heart. It breaks your heart to pull your
Mhm.
hand back. And but you know what my mom told me?
Hmm,
You are not God and you are not their
Nope.
savior.
exactly.
And that's what
Mhm.
hit me. She said the best thing you can do for your friend, because it was a situation with a friend, and I don't even, like I said, I don't even hang out with her anymore. You have a husband that's, well, I'm not gonna go there. Was for me to give it to God, just like
Listen.
Because
Nubi
here's what
said.
will happen. And Trent, everybody under the sound of my voice, here's what will happen when you go to quote unquote blessing people who's it ain't their turn. God will cut your water off. Everything around you will begin
Yep.
to crumble to keep you from blessing people who ain't earned it yet. Get
Well,
out
the
of
See.
deal,
God's
the
way.
thing, yeah, the thing of it was she said that you not letting God work in their life because you trying to be God for them.
You see,
You
I was
not
just getting
letting
ready to say
her
that.
have her own experience. Yeah, that's what mom was telling me. You're not letting her have her own experience with God and for God to know for her to know who God is to her and personally in her life. So
Mhm.
that's what gave me comfort enough to pull back. And yes, I still do pray for her. You know what I'm saying? I pray for her, but I can't even that the situation was costing me my peace because
Yes.
I'm so worried about the kids. I'm worried about her. I'm worried about the elderly person in the situation. I'm worried, and so I'm trying to fix it. And what? Listen, I don't have an infinite supply.
Yep.
So I'm taking out of my savings to help this person. And I'm just like, and then I start asking my girlfriend and then she was just like, you know what?
A
No,
friend
I'm
wouldn't
not
let
doing
you
that.
do that, Intrinsic. A
Nope.
friend, somebody that cared about you, wouldn't allow you to go through all of that. Let me tell you something. Old as I am, I have two friends. The third one is my husband. I have two friends, old
Hmm.
as I am. And my best friend, the one at the top of that notch, that I say all the time, she would fight a bear for me. But because I'm her friend,
Hmm.
I will never put her in a position where she's gonna fight that bear. Do you understand me?
Mm. Jeez. Woo. Y'all don't understand. Y'all
Yeah.
have said a mouthful just within the last 10, 15 minutes. Like
This has been a
sometimes
very good conversation, to be honest
absolutely.
with you.
Absolutely.
It may not bring in the numbers, but it brings in the for the people, everybody that's under the sound of our voice.
Yes.
You're here for a reason. And I hope that anything, because I've tried to be a little as transparent as I could in this
Mhm.
sector, because at this point I don't give a care. But I hope that there was something that I may have
Absolutely.
said that have helped. Because it was my mission to be transparent with y'all, to let you know, even you may get to 48 years old and still trying to get there. But
Yes.
that's okay, as long as you keep going and you keep pushing and you keep learning and transcending and evolving, you good. And so I don't feel bad about where I'm at, because I feel like I've done a damn good job, you know, with overcoming. And
Yeah.
if I was to describe myself in one word, it would be just that. I am an overcomer.
Absolutely.
Can I expand
You
upon
are.
that?
Yes,
It
ma'am.
it ain't. I'm gonna bounce off what Trans just said. I want to thank each and every person who came into this live today to
Yes.
share, to be here. Because here's the thing: how do we learn? How do we grow as human beings? But to, talk and learn from others, right? And to hear their situation, because you never know. I might be talking about something, and it gives Trans an idea, or R and Y, or so on and so forth. And just to be able to, like, for y'all to realize that we all go through things. Ain't none of us perfect. And if somebody uses anything that was said in this live against somebody else, that shows more about their character than it does yours, because you're doing it with the feeling of helping someone else. With the talking about it to give some truths. So you never know who might be listening, or who might later tune into this live and go, you know what? I can agree with that. I feel that. I resonate with that. You know what I'm saying? That might give them a smile that day. It might help them through something. You never know.
Right.
We,
Absolutely.
so I just want to thank y'all for
Absolutely.
our
Absolutely.
beautiful R and Y. I want to thank
Thank
her
you.
for having these kind of conversations
Yes.
and open
Thank you.
For the
dialogues.
visionary R&Y.
Not the visionary. That is so
Baby,
churchy, okay?
you had the vision to bring this about, and it was
That
very, very good.
we gonna
Thank
start
Like
calling
you.
her Doctor
you had the
Visionary R and
vision.
Y. Doctor
The
Visionary.
visionary R&Y. That's her
Dr.
name,
Yes,
baby.
Visionary, that is sick. Okay. Well, I
And it's
definitely
true.
appreciate that. Like, y'all don't understand. I was so close to canceling this because it was so much already happening on the streets. So
Going
I'm on,
on.
so I'm
Yep.
on the phone with Envy. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do it, Envy. He said, no, you're going to go live and you're going to have the conversation. I said, okay. Yes, sir. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did
Yes, I'm glad you
because,
did as well, because
yeah.
they'll catch the replay.
Oh,
They'll catch the
absolutely.
replay.
Absolutely. And I'm a firm believer in the saying iron sharpens iron.
Yes, ma'am.
And and
Hello.
and in this sector that we're in,
We
instead
need
of sharpening each other's iron, we're slicing each other up.
child.
And
and
that's the
see that's
problem that I have.
I like being messy a little bit. We all
Me
know I have a
too.
little
But it's
messy bone,
levels.
but
It's
But it's levels
levels
yeah,
to it.
to
It's levels to it.
like
You know what I'm
me and
saying?
Trent's been messy with each other, but neither one of us went deep. Neither one of us, you
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying, tried
yeah.
to do some crazy. It to me, it's it just you know. But what can you do? And we can come over
Yeah.
here and have great conversation that is deeper and on
Absolutely.
a
Right.
more
Absolutely.
real
Just be
level.
you, focus on you, and do what you got to do. Because that's something else I've learned, ladies. I
Hmm.
spent a lifetime trying to get people to hear, and you ain't doing. And I ain't gonna, I ain't no angel. I've sliced people up too, but at the end of the day, you know what happened? I was out of breath with my heart beating fast, and they were still stupid. So
You see what
I,
I'm saying?
you're right. Focus your energy on the people
Right,
who need it.
right.
Absolutely. And trust me, you all came through. The people on the panel, the people in the chat. I cannot say thank you enough. I really, really can't. I really want to focus on creating this space for women to just come and just kick back, chill, talk about what's going on. without being judged. What's the trend now? What is it? We listen and we don't do
We
something. Listen
don't
and we don't
judge.
judge. You know what I'm
We
saying?
listen and we don't judge.
Yes. And my goal weekly is for women to walk away empowered, having a word of encouragement to let them know, hey, let me fix your crown and you can make it through this week. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna
And
be all
Visionary
right.
R and
I
Y.
don't want to be
Visionary R and
preaching,
Y.
y'all. Listen, I don't
Write
want to
the
be
vision
preaching.
and make
And
it
make it
plain. So
plain.
when they read it, they can do what? They
Listen.
can run
Whew,
with it. They can
Listen,
run
I
with
absolutely.
don't
it.
want to be preaching, y'all, but
Yes,
that
ma'am.
only God can judge me stuff has always got under my skin. Let me just tell y'all how I feel about it. From what I read, for the believers, for the people that believe in that book, the scripture don't say don't judge each other. It
Ooh,
says judge not, lest you be
newbie.
judged. That means
Newbie.
judge with fair judgment. The same way you judge other people, that's how you're going to be judged. So if
Listen,
it's fair, you're going to be judged with fair judgment. If not, then look out. Because here's the
I
thing, I
try to
would
tell these
much
folks that.
rather RNY and Intrinsic and Charlie, my sisters, to tell me when my slip is hanging. I'd rather y'all correct me before I have to go answer to the big man. See, I want
You
y'all to
see what
give
I'm
me a check
saying?
while I'm
I'm so
here.
glad you said
Hmm.
that because people over here will say, well, you can't judge. The Bible said, no, no, the Bible does not say do not judge. It says, judge not lest ye be judged.
Exactly.
And it says
That
you'll be judged with the same
with the
measure.
same
With the
measure.
same
I'm
measure.
glad my sister newbie got me on my judgment one day and called me out and told me I was being stupid. And I said, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I did not say it like that, Charlie, but okay.
You know I gotta be funny. You know I gotta make you laugh, Miss Newbie.
Well,
Um,
ladies, I have had a ball talking with you all. And what I want each one of us to do before we drop, I want each one of you ladies to give another lady a word of encouragement, starting with Newbie.
Okay, I'll be glad to start. I'll put it in the back channel. I'm gonna say it again. You all are beautiful, courageous, and confident, and I love it. And here's some unsolicited advice.
Hmm.
Be selfish. Be selfish sometimes. Put you first and last. And that's
Yes.
all I got to say about that. I love y'all. Thank you so
Love
much
you
for
too, Miss
having me.
Newbie. Thank you for
love you,
coming.
Miss Newbie.
All right, Charlie.
My very last word of encouragement to every single person within listening ears: you're already amazing, uniquely yourself, and there will never be another you in this universe. So please take that time, be happy,
Hmm.
smile, and you just be yourself, be happy. And if nobody else likes you, I like you. So
I know that's
just
right.
saying, you're all amazing, and I love you all. And thank you, R&Y, for
Thank
having me.
you.
Beautiful.
You're
I can't
very
wait till next week,
welcome.
girl.
I
I'm ready
know. I'm
again.
excited. I'm
Hug
Now
it,
excited.
I hope
Strenzy.
sound don't go out
Thank
when
you so
Charlie
much for
drop.
coming, Charlie.
Do you want her to
How do
me
I,
to
so I have to drop you?
Just
no, I can remove
no.
from stage and it might help. Let me try that
Okay.
right quick. I'm
Okay.
gonna remove myself. But I love you, Transy. I love you, RY and everybody
Love
that's
you
listening.
too, Charlie Boo. All right. Can you
Okay,
hear me
yeah,
in
I can
transit?
still hear. Yes, I can still hear. And what I
Awesome.
would like to say to everybody is to just hang in there, be encouraged, and to keep your boundaries clear, and don't be scared to evolve and to grow and to let people experience you, so that because when you're gone. So allow people to experience the fullness and the wholeness of who you are, so when you leave, you will leave an imprint on
Yes.
each person that you may have touched. So that's what I had to say. Thank you so much, RY. This has been awesome, visionary.
I swear you are so
And
tricky. It
keep
makes no
on,
sense.
and
Yes,
keep
ma'am.
on, and keep on, because you have a vision. And you need to keep, write it down, make it plain so we can
Oh,
run with it. And that's exactly what we did today. We came on
yeah.
here with your vision and we ran with it. And I do believe that it was a great success. Many blessings to you and
Thank
yours.
you. Thank you
And I
so,
will go
so much.
ahead and drop down. My
All
pleasure.
right.
Bye bye.
Have a good one. Oh, all right, ladies. Hey, ladies, we made it to the end, okay? I have had an absolute ball talking to you all. Like, seriously, you all showed up. You showed up, you showed out. Thank you for every comment in the chat, every cash app. I am overwhelmed with emotions right now. I truly appreciate each one. This visionary RY is tickling me. Thanks, Intrinsic, for the nickname. But, ladies, once again, I will not belabor the time any longer. I To my panelists, to my co-host Intrinsic, to Charlie, the beautiful Brooke, the gorgeous newbie, under new management, everybody that came. Thank y'all. I could not have done this without y'all. And we're gonna go ahead and I would be I would feel so out of place if I did not honor my big sis that was in the chat earlier, Dr. LaShonia Roos Brown. To my moderators, I love y'all. Y'all are the best. Well, I'm going to release y'all and go on out here to these YouTube streets. Thank you all so much for coming and have the most amazing night and have an even amazing week, okay? Bye.